What's up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to finish up the story for Arknights, So Long Adele, Home Away from Home. This will be the third and final part for that story, and I'm anxious to complete it because, as I've said a couple of times before, this is, to me, one of the sweetest events in terms of the story and the ending. I really, really enjoy the way that it ends, and I'm trying not to give anything away or spoil it, but overall I enjoy with everything that happens through the event and the fact that it's a nice breath of fresh air and a break from all the deep and dark points that the rest of the story tends to have. This gives a nice little break from that, and we get a much sweeter, lighthearted, a little more whimsical kind of event with this overall. But then the ending really wraps it up and makes it feel really, really good. I do really enjoy this event. The first time I played it was one of those things where it kind of threw me off. I didn't expect it to be quite like that. And, well, in the end, it was a pleasant surprise. So I can't wait to get to that point, though, and to be able to share that with you guys, to share that moment of enjoying that ending, and it'll be my second reaction to it, because it's been obviously a few months since the original version came out. This is the rerun, and that doesn't really mean anything because of the fact that it's identical. It's just the fact that if you've completed the event before, things in the event shop, you'll get those blue certificates instead of those items. So that's just one of those things to look forward to if you're a veteran player or whatnot. But overall, this gave me the opportunity to go back on my original account, which I played this event on, and to be able to beat it and make sure that I 3-starred the stages, which the only one I didn't have was the boss fight. And actually, I went back and tried it again today, and I managed to completely finish the boss fight. So, and in a way, you could thank my last recording for that, because in my last recording, at the very end, I played the tutorial that is supposed to lead you into the final boss fight. And it's a little strange that where they place that tutorial and the fact that there's an actual boss tutorial in the event. But despite that being a little strange, a little odd, whatever you want to think, I was able to use that information kind of to refresh my mind a little bit and to go in and to beat it. So thankfully I beat it, and I can move on happily that I completed the last stage that I needed for the event. So with that being said, though, we are ready to rock and roll. So I would very, very much like to enjoy the rest of this event with you guys. So let's get started. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in here. We'll do story -2 and then move on. The setting sun seems to be the last customer of the small shop. The one behind the counter is no longer a familiar old man, but a coffee-colored creature. It cranks a grinder handle, and the aroma of coffee wafts into the air with bits and pieces of finely ground beans. A record spins slowly as a loudspeaker sings leisurely. "Oh, welcome. I don't think I saw you earlier. Are you new here?" "I think so, because I don't have any memories from yesterday. I don't know why I'm here, but I thought I'd make a cup of coffee. Oh, would you like one? Coffee has a nimbly, wonderful flavor that comes only when you brew by hand. Now let's see, where did I put those newly arrived beans? I should have stored them myself. Seems like it's behind some kind of guitar. Talk of guitars is suddenly making me a little angry. How odd. What's got my heart frazzling?" Recognize the guy, though. The glasses, the bow tie, the coffee, the talk of the guitar. Who's he represent? Costa.
Guitar, angry. Are you okay? Never mind. Maybe it's because that guitar looks a bit boring. Please, sit anywhere you like. The one you're waiting for will soon be here. The one I'm waiting for?
I did that with my throat on accident. Anyways, I kind of constrict things when I do the sheep voice, and I kind of left that switched on when I did Haya's voice there. That's a little odd. Anyways.
Are you waiting? Or is the other? I can't tell. Oh, you're here. I remember you. Good evening, Adele. Sorry I'm late. Did you remember to have breakfast today? Yes, I did. Huh? Why do you ask? Good girl. You've changed your clothes. Are you ready? Clothes? Huh? Isn't this Smoothie's coat? Pack your things and let's go shopping. We'll go buy some things we need to climb a volcano.
Sun inches down bit by bit as the street lamps along the path light up like stars. Adele's vision is a little fuzzy, as if she has seen a sky like this somewhere, sometime before. Was there a short street in that small town on Litanian's southern border, or on the road back home from her school in her memories? She can even remember the smell of the air then, slightly moist with a hint of sunshine and plants growing, exactly the same as now.
Is this your shopping mall? Yes. We have to make some preparations before we climb the volcano. I know there's many things we need to bring. A compass, protective clothing, a camera, a tent, and some flint, too, if we're camping overnight. Oh, we won't need those in here. First, we need to buy enough knowledge, courage, and curiosity. Check the prices before buying one of each, and lastly, a little luck. Luck is very expensive, and often the fastest to sell out, so it's alright to skip it if you don't have the budget. I see.
The fluffy creature shakes itself, and several soda bottle caps fall from her wool. They clink and tinkle into the merchant's pouch.
Thank you for your generosity. I may need to buy a bit more courage. I have enough courage to climb the volcano, but I need a bit more courage to leave home.
The fluffy critter shakes itself again, more caps falling out. The merchant opens its pouch, waiting for more.
Not enough, not enough. If the pouch isn't full, I can't give you courage. If the pouch isn't full. If you don't manage to buy courage, will you be able to climb the volcano? It's all right, Adele. Things like this happen all the time. I've gradually become used to finding courage by and for myself. Adele, let's get moving. We must be careful on our journey and look after our things well. Things? But I didn't bring anything with me. Someone wants to steal the photograph. Me and keep an eye on my package, okay? What did you just say? I didn't catch that. We can't go on like this, Adele. Here for you.
The cuddly creature shakes itself, and a fluff of wool falls out.
What's this? Go on, put it on your ear and you'll be able to hear. Now we have to find the next one.
There is yet another fluffy critter covering a window in front of him with photographs. He turns his head at the sound of footsteps. His fluffy back fidgets repeatedly, covering the window full of photos.
You two, you're finally here. We have much to prepare. How's the weather looking? The sky is full of thick clouds. I'm afraid it might rain soon. But we still have time. Not much left. We'll need to hurry.
Adele looks at the sky without a cloud in sight.
Do you need me to buy an umbrella? Oh, Adele. I'm an umbrella. I can't let the photograph get wet or be stolen. I'll keep it safe in my package. What is this photograph you're talking about? Shh. I hope you never find out. And if you do, then it happens far, far in the future.
The solemn creature lowers his head.
Let's go. We'll head upwards in a bit, and that's where we want to go. You don't have enough wool yet, Adele. Here, This is mine.
Eh? Oh, okay.
The two creatures seem to have shrunk a little, and Adele looks just like one of them.
Oh, the wool seems to be bumping me upwards.
That means our trip is about to begin. How's the view up there? Always great before the rain falls. And how are you feeling? Always great before the rain falls. And you, Adele? You seem to be in a good mood.
The petite critter follows them, skipping and hopping. Along the street, the lights, the clouds, and the stars. It tries its best to get higher and higher.
Wow, I think it's gotten stronger. Will it come with us?
The fluffy critter doesn't answer, and she bites onto a corner of Adele's coat. Clink, clank, they step on the lights. Adele feels as if she's flying. People are coming and going on the street. No, it is sheep that are moving to and fro.
Oh, be careful. You might run into someone. They're selling flowers up ahead. I need to hurry. No need to rush still. Your rainbow is all crooked. Here, let me help you straighten it. All right, off you go. Thank you. See you. So long.
Excuse me. Little black sheep shuffle through the streets one after another, going in and out of shops. The streets at night have taken on a different look. Adele turns her head to look for her two companions, who were separated by the waves of little black sheep. As soon as she turns, she's greeted by the sight of two fluffy creatures quietly standing right behind her. It is as if they have been waiting here for countless years.
Adele, you have to plant a pebble when you return this time.
A pebble?
Yes, just like we did with a small hunk of rock before. We buried it in the ground, which was originally in a very dark shade, till it met many different kinds of rocks.
Let me guess. Because you bought a lot of luck for it?
The two fluffy critters continue jumping upwards towards the sky, seeming more distant than ever. Adele stands in between, her hands outstretched, holding onto their wool.
Well, that is one reason, but the important bit is that I water it with love every day.
And memories. Can you buy those in shops too?
No, little one, love and memories are our own treasures. They will grow on the paths you tread, in your embraces, and on the cheeks you kiss. But sometimes they go unnoticed, and we always have to work hard to find them. That little stone traveled through many mountains underground and followed the rivers through many a place, knocking and bumping into things, and finally we realized we had no idea where it had gone. We lost it.
Then are you two sad because of that?
We feel regret. Perhaps we shouldn't have planted it, or maybe we should have planted it somewhere we could see. Every little stone is unique, and we lost what was ours. But I recall that it turned into lava in the end, warm and piping hot, and we all loved it. Yes, we loved it.
Then that's all right. It managed to turn into lava in the end, and you didn't forget it. I think this little stone was already fortunate enough.
Maybe it's a dream, a story. A story circling in my head that needed us to tell you about it.
Then if you ever meet this rock again one day, do you think you'll be able to recognize it?
Adele, my little rascal. Will we still recognize it? No, it has already turned into beautiful lava. Red hot lava rushing forward, never to look back again. We will never, ever meet it again. We will only be at its back. It will go to places we have never been, to see sights we have never seen. And all we need is to remember this story, to tell it to you. You'll also have to plant your own little pebble, and then watch it take root and sprout. Watch it go far away. Look, Adele, we've reached the peak. Little stones have already turned into lava. The eruption is about to begin.
Is this story about the end too?
Not at all. This is just the beginning. It will turn into a cloud and then fall back to the ground. It will no longer be a rock, but a handful of warm and white volcanic ash. It is the little stones turning into nutritious volcanic ash that allows the land to bloom. Our little stone will return someday. When that happens, we'll be able to see it again.
Will that be a long time, or will it be soon?
Maybe, we don't know. Come, Adele, hold on to me. We too will turn into clouds and then fall back to the earth. We're going to fly down together.
Excuse me. Adele hugs the creature by her side and tries making a step. She falls downwards, but it is slow and light, as if she is floating. She sees her hair flying around her, the other little black sheep lightly jumping around the lights of the shops. The wool on her body holds her up, enveloping her, an experience already in the depths of her childhood memories. Her parents hold her up and throw her into the sky to catch the stars above. She falls onto the wool, fluffy and soft beneath her. The stars fall into her eyes, and her eyes grow hot. Shadows come and go on the street, and Adele tries to get on her feet, wanting to share this fantastic feeling with the two fluffy creatures by her side.
Phew, Where are we going next? I spotted many more little shops in the distance when we were above earlier. Should we go around and take a look? I'll go look for places where we can find more bottle caps so we can buy more things that we want.
Adele's breathing quickens with her excitement.
The little black sheep from earlier mentioned a flower shop just ahead. My mother used to always place some flowers by my bed when I was young. Do you like flowers? Those small and white flowers that look like you two. Look, just like the one on that little black sheep.
The fluffy creatures fall silent, no longer replying. The stars in the sky dim, and then light up as they open their mouths.
I know the bedside flowers do smell really good. I love them too.
Then I'll buy some and make garlands for you. Just wait for me here. I haven't made one in a long time.
The remainder of Adele's words choke in her throat. She realizes the fluffy critters have stopped following her, the flowers and leaves from her staff fluttering around the two. They take a few steps back, their figures melting into the night.
Oh, Adele, we have to go. The clouds have gathered and will never again disperse. Yes, it's time.
Where are you going?
We have to head back up the volcano before it starts to rain. Up the volcano.
Don't go to the volcano, you'll...
Oh, Adele, the rain will soon fall. If we don't go, everything we've done before will be for naught. You will drown if you stay somewhere low. Adele, you have to go to the peak. It has a beautiful view and also the truth. Adele, I hope that you can stay pure and focused.
This land is not at all pure, but there shouldn't be anything disturbing the heart of someone keen for answers. We want to expand the boundaries of what humanity knows, together with you. We're working our hardest for this reason, and you'll definitely stand on our shoulders to see a clearer and lovelier land.
Adele. So long, Adele.
All right, SL-6. Disaster! This was a disaster, I tell you! You call this interior design? No wonder no one hires Siestans for design work. This is a tourist destination, yet it has no architectural style of its own, and you don't even know how to copy someone else's properly. How could you sully the elegance of Victorian style like this? Look at this table. I said I wanted to have a marble-like texture. Instead, you went with this cheap, low-quality wood.
Perhaps you should look at your budget again and see if you gave me enough for even half a slab of faux marble.
All right. Looks like you don't quite understand your place, Miss Anmeyer. If it wasn't for me, you'd still be following the Sargonian caravans, fumbling your way around town. There's nothing stopping me from reporting you to the cops as an undocumented immigrant who illegally entered Colombia. Then you won't see so much as a dime.
If you do that, I'll report you for sheltering and hiring an illegal immigrant. Now pay me.
Why, you? Humph, what a foolish Siestan, so crude and disrespectful. When the city's so stupid as to willingly give up their obsidian mining industry, their bread and butter, there are bound to be citizens like you with no respect for others.
Money first. Yell at him only after you get the money.
Nothing to say. The tragic thing about you is that you haven't even realized Siesta's foolishness, and you're here shouting and accusing me.
I can't make nothing from this job. I need my traveling money.
If you people had chosen to join Victoria all those years ago, you would long have become citizens of the Empire, indulged in the opulence the Empire has to offer, and found your place in the Empire's grand history. Instead, you're here trying to earn a bit of coin to get on your way. Humph. Looks like you're at least savvy enough to understand my point. Take this. It's your pay. Humph. Count it well. It's in Victorian pounds. You know the denominations, right? Don't you even think I'm trying to shortchange you, lest you make yourself seem ill-mannered.
Mister, you aren't very deserving of my manners. You don't know anything about Siesta's history. You don't even know the first thing about the Victorian architectural history you're so proud of. What's more, Victoria's glory is all thanks to your ancestors' contributions. It hasn't got one bit to do with you. Why don't you go take a look at the buildings in Victoria and see how Siesta's obsidian has changed your architectural style and become the kind of luxury commodity that you snobs adore so much? Who's the one with the narrow perspective here?
Are you?
The Siestans closed off the mines to protect the environment. Everything we do it for the sake of our homeland's future. Not like some stingy man who's just talking about the glorious past over and over to win himself respect. I'm going back to rebuild my homeland and help breathe new life into it. But what about you? What have you done for Victoria, given the shape it's in these days?
And Meyer curls her lips a little and measures the thickness of the stack of bills with her hand.
Even the Colombian demolition crews pay more. Oh, noble employer. I only hope your tastes will help you make your comeback. Now, cheerio.
She's a little bit of a spitfire there when it comes to dealing with that. I like it. I like her mentality there.
Need to go over anything again? It doesn't hurt to be careful.
Everything of value is still here, and the house is in one piece. That's good enough for me.
I'll send you the reward I promised you. The exhibition-grade obsidian and the certificate will make it to you in probably 2 months.
That's great. I'm looking forward to it.
The collector's eyes briefly lights up, though his excitement doesn't last particularly long. Is there some kind of bewitching power to these obsidians that has you enthralled like this?
Are you interested in obsidian yourself?
I suppose not.
I've learned my lesson. There are very few people out there who truly have an eye for their beauty. Most have their eyes? Most who have their eyes on obsidians are up to no good. Never mind. I shan't bother you any longer. Goodbye.
Mr. Pelipper Brown, are you perhaps related to the bankrupt Siestan tycoon, Beat Brown?
Don't even mention that scary old man.
There may not be many who still remember him, but I'm sure he was much more well-known back when obsidian was still Siesta's main export. I spotted this name while I was going over the data. I didn't expect his successor to be running a little hot spring hotel in the area.
The volcano gave Siesta plenty of riches, and the hot springs are no less wonderful than the obsidian. The old man died a couple of years ago. Oropathy. He never went anywhere close to the mines, but he got infected on his way to Colombia for vacation when the car's originium engine broke down.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
He wasn't really a good man, but his mines did create many jobs. If its protective measures were just a little more comprehensive, perhaps he would have won the gratitude of the miners. His protective, yeah.
I've heard that when the government announced the ban on obsidian mining, your mines were the first ones to work towards shutting down.
What else was I supposed to do? The only alternative I had was to break the law.
All right, Mr. Brown. I hope we'll work together again in the future. Your hot spring hotel is very spectacular. Would you perhaps be interested in developing it into a hot spring resort?
I'll pass. I'd rather not go through all that ruckus. That is, unless you make me an offer that I truly can't refuse. Say, an even bigger obsidian that's even more pleasing to the eye.
Speaking of which, your obsidian collection here have all been delicately cut and polished. How come there's a geode that hasn't been polished whatsoever?
Oh, don't you get any funny ideas about it. That thing's more expensive than all the pieces in the hotel combined. Adele?
Is this Moody's hand? So warm. Moody is stroking my shoulder. Wake up, Adele. Adele, you mustn't sleep here. You'll catch a cold. I won't. It's very warm. You're here by my side. Moody. Adele.
Keller hides the surprised expression on her face and reaches her hand out to gently pat Adele's head. It's just funny. She just crashed out, sleeping on the floor in the middle of the museum. Keller finds her and she's all surprised. And then, you know what? Just hide it. We're just going to pat her head.
Are you awake? Oh, Professor Keller. Did I just... I'm sorry, Professor Keller. I fell asleep. You seem exhausted. Did you have a nightmare? Are you feeling unwell? Or is it your illness? I'm okay.
Adele sees that the elder scholar is looking at her with a worried expression. Her eyes are full of concern. During their short time together, she has never seen the stern scholar look so gentle.
Professor Keller, could you tell me just what happened at William University all those years ago? I don't understand, Adele. What are you asking? No, Adele. We have to go. Yes, it's time. Where are you going? We have to head back up the volcano before it starts to rain. Rain. Professor Keller, does the word rain have any other meaning?
Silence. Keller bites her lip, as though there is something that she wants to say, but she nonetheless swallows those words back down.
Adele, when this observation is over, I will tell you everything, all right? Mr. Dolly, you told me before that every little black sheep is different. They aren't just your clones, right? Are those dreams really just dreams? We found the northern wind and the seed. Will you give me all the answers if we find the fur? Why does it seem like everyone is hiding just about everything from me?
There is no answer, and unlike the mischievous kind of silence she got before, Adele can feel that something has truly disappeared from her side. Adele looks around the empty exhibit hall and finds the whistling rock specimen that was lost and then recovered a few days ago, sitting where it has sat, having not moved an inch.
Mr. Dolly?
Morning siesta. Today is August 21st, 1099. The humidity is 63%, visibility 12 kilometer, winds blowing south-southwest. Estimated 3 days until volcanic eruption. The exciting time is almost upon us. How is everyone feeling? Who do you want to share the moment with? Did any of you forget anything back in old Siesta? If you did, that's too bad. I mean, what's anyone supposed to do? You only have yourself to blame for being so careless in your move. It's all too late now. But whatever the case may be, we should try to look at the bright side. It's only by casting away your old burdens that we can better welcome the future. You go your way. Let's get our day started with this song from the Reef Band. Watch out, be careful, hold that sign up. It's a bit heavy, so get a good grip. It's such an old sign. Since we're tearing things down anyways, can't we cut it up first before we take it down? Yeah, we may be tearing the place down and moving, but if that old man Mockingbird were to find out about you cutting his sign down with an axe, he'd climb out of his grave and beat the living hell out of you. Stop complaining. 3, 2...
Mister, are all these instruments here discounted?
Yeah, they're all as cheap as they get. I couldn't bring myself to, but I figured I wouldn't have a chance to sell them once I moved to the city center. Keeping the instruments on gang order? Now that would be a real waste. How about it? Why don't you pick one? Remember you said you always wanted your own guitar? I'd give you a free textbook on how to play too.
This discounted guitar goes for 150 certs. Ennis says he earns 3 for every hour he works. Let me think about it.
Not like we can bring it with us. Might as well take it out and let everyone have some fun. We want to do something special that we can look back on before we all move out of the street. Like what? Drink? Look at the sea? Set off some fireworks? We'll invite all the old miners that we used to drink with and the other shopkeepers on the street. Have them bring their friends and family. How about we have a party at the Empty Plate the night before the eruption? A container party. Sounds cool, doesn't it? Or remember, if you saw the ending of the last episode, for most of episode 1 and all of episode 2, I was calling him Enos because I was thinking Enos and like the name Enos popped into mind because there's one N, E-N-I-S, and it kind of reminded me of the name, it was Futurama, Fry's uncle or something, his uncle Enos. They had an episode about that, and he was part of the military, ended up dying or something, and I just remembered a line, guy yelling for him, Enos, and Fry going, he's dead. That's all I remember. But he pronounced it, the English dub actor pronounced it Ennis. Now, I went with Enos because Ennis typically has 2 N's, but we're gonna go with Ennis for the rest of this episode, so we will go with Ennis. Mr. Costa! Oh, the punk from the White Volcano. What are you doing here? Don't you need to look after the shop? We're preparing for our move too. We don't have a lot of customers these days. If I don't come out to earn some cash, we all might just go hungry. I'm sorry about Grandpa Mockingbird. May he rest in peace. He was getting on in years. It was going to happen. Perhaps he's in some other place, sharing his taste in coffee. No need to be so polite. Just a couple of years ago, you were still a punk who would come out to watch my concerts at night instead of going to bed. Just call me Costa like before. If I remember correctly, it was called Corybantic Costa. The Corybantic Costa. I'm not so Corybantic anymore. My guitar, bass, synth, sold them all long ago. Truth be told, I really miss sneaking into the venues with the adults too. Those were the good times. You'll get it once you get a little older. There are no such thing as good times. All times are a waste of time. It's only after we waste our time away that we can bring our memories back out, dust them off, and think back on how great those times were. Thinking back, I must have pissed Grandpa off so much back then. The City Hall staffer squints at the cars on the street. The cars zoom past them, leaving behind a few streaks of silhouette in his vision. So, Ennis, if there's anything you want to do, do it now. Don't wait till everything you knew no longer resembled what they once were. By then, it's all too late. Yeah, I will. Costa taps Ennis's shoulder and sighs. The residents of the shopping district have, for the most part, agreed to the rebuilding proposal, and my work has come to an end for the time being. But the way things are, this isn't so bad. Life must go on. Yeah, so that sheep, it looked like Costa. Maybe it was meant to represent his grandfather. A coffee shop, similar look and whatnot. Costa wears a long tie as opposed to a bow tie, but still, it just kind of gives that vibe. And convenient after everything that happened with the coffee shop just before her having that dream. So, very, very interesting. Anyways.
Strange. I haven't seen a single sheep on my way here. We have to go, Del. Yes, it's time.
The streets today seem awfully quiet.
Was it all just a dream? No, that letter, the rock, and the surfboard that flew right into the sky. They were all real.
Adele tries her hardest to think back on what proof she had that all the adventures she had the past few days were real, but the harder she digs into her memories, the less believable her memories become.
Mr. Dolly, are you there? Mr. Dolly! Mr. Dolly, are you still there?
Girl's voice is carried away by the wind. Island Branch Office.
Your blood crystal density is fluctuating a little, but for the most part it's still within normal range. You said you passed out suddenly. What do you mean by that, more specifically? Dr. Salon, can oropathy cause hallucinations? Theoretically, it's possible. What did you see? Lots of little black sheep, and they all talk to me. And I don't know why, but it feels just like I've seen them before. Well, that sounds like it could have been caused by stress. But it's weird. Some old miners have told me about similar hallucinations when they came in for consultations. Let's keep an eye out for a few more days. During that time, make sure you take your medicine on time and get as much rest as you can. If you get any hallucinations again or feel unwell, come to me immediately. Okay. If only all my patients would be as cooperative as Eyjafjalla. Things would be so much easier for me as a doctor. Not like a certain someone here who's always giving me a headache.
Stop chewing me out. I'm here for my follow-up in medicine, am I not?
Alright, this counts as an improvement. As a way to encourage you, I won't charge you for this consultation.
Really?
But I have something I want to ask you. A few days ago, I found this basket of obsidian on the shopping district. None of the shops nearby admitted that it was theirs. Do you have any clues about its origins?
Well,
judging from their color, these obsidians are very similar to the one you gave me before. It could very well have been mined around the same time from the volcano.
It wasn't me, I promise. I haven't been near the volcano since I got infected.
So you mean there are still people mining obsidian illegally? Ennis, what else do you know?
Well, I guess I'd be lying if I said I didn't know anything about it.
Don't try to fudge your way out of this. Out with it.
Dr. Salon, some of the workers here know you're the mayor's daughter. It was hard enough to get them to come to you for consultations. If you dig into who's mining obsidian... True, what they're doing's not right, but this might be a conflict of interest?
I'm me and the mayor's the mayor. Why must I be grouped together with him? I came back here this time because I wanted to do something for Siesta with my knowledge. The Rhodes Island office is my blood, sweat, and tears. He's got nothing to do with it.
It seems like Dr. Salon really doesn't like Mayor Herman.
Maybe Salon isn't on very good terms with her father. Phew. Anyway, Ennis, you know who the obsidian belongs to, right? Take me to them.
It makes me feel kind of like I'm selling them out. But if it's for the greater good... all right.
Take me with you. I can help identify obsidian. No can do. Last time you almost sneaked away. You aren't leaving here until you get enough rest.
Huh? What about me?
I'll take you out to eat.
Wow. No, Eyjafjalla, sit! But you, come with me. We're going out for food. Like, that's mean, Salon. Come on. Anyways. After the night has shrouded the street, Adele steps outside the office. A lone little black sheep stands outside, staring blankly at the closed door.
Huh? Another hallucination. What's going on? Didn't I just get some rest?
Adele goes around the little black sheep and prepares to go back home. The little black sheep staggers a little and turns around from the office's door. It sways its head and turns on the miner's lamp on its back. The lamp shines and illuminates the path before Adele. Adele takes a step forward and steps onto the shadow cast by the lamp on the sheep's back.
There's really a light?
She turns around and hesitantly reaches her hand out and probes. Then she feels some warm, fluffy wool.
Not a hallucination. No, I've seen you before. You're the sheep who ate the address off the letter. What's that you're carrying on your back? A miner's lamp?
Here we go. Little cabin in the wood.
Remember,
Okay.
our purpose is not violence itself, but rather the victory it brings. Anything outside the plan, I'll judge for myself.
Oh no! I can't use
You'll be
Dogopus.
sleeping with the fiends
That's pointless.
in no time.
Follow me!
Put her there for now.
You son.
I screwed up with my initial deployment there, but we should be alright.
Please, trust in me. Moving to designated location. Draw swords.
Put her there to start building up some points.
I'm prepared to fear not the firelight. You saw nothing. Moving to designated location. Got it. Cut them to pieces. Trash the mission briefing. I know what you want.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I screwed up. We're gonna lose that one. Alright. Let's restart it. Let's restart it. It screwed up with the whole Dogopus thing. So we'll redo that. I still don't know why I call him Dogopus. It's Wolfpack. I get it, but for whatever reason, I'm just so used to using that name. I think it's funny for whatever reason. It's like the first time I called it, it stuck. Just called him Dogopus. It makes no sense. I get it, but whatever.
When were the seeds of this tragedy planted?
Put him like that. Alright, we're gonna put Texas here, like we did before. I'm gonna do that.
Trust in me. Cut them to pieces. This will keep you quiet.
She won't attack it.
Succeed.
It's interesting.
Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Trash the mission
Go with her
briefing.
there.
I know what you want.
Putting Shoe right
Spring
here.
breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. Where do you wish I am Dublin? If you're really incapable, I'll plant you into the... You can't stop me.
Go with that.
The bell tolls.
Who says there's always a countdown?
Ooh, he can help up top there, because she'll do awesome for that.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
Hold on to that. Boom.
Got it.
Oh my. Absolute crushing. I love it. We'll probably lose him, but that's fine. This will do. This instead.
Create a diversion.
Keep everybody in-house. What I mean by in-house is they're in Shoe's killing range.
There weeds, mounds and ruins, bloom fields.
Let Texas have a little fun there.
The revenants battling for
Waiting for your soldier. The fairy of the other side.
And toast. Boom. One to go. Come on. I don't even have to use the bottles. I don't even have to use them. Wait, that thing. Boom.
Mission accomplished.
Right. Okay. Here are the results of the latest public opinion survey. The Swire Group's aquatic paradise proposal was supported by 33% of the polled. While the Mountain Dash Logistics Center proposal was supported by 21% of those polled. The other competitors are all hovering around 10%. Although the result of the public opinion survey is only one of the factors that the city government considers when making its decision, based on the current results, the Swire Group's proposal has the advantage.
Say no more. I'm sure Mr. Bison here can figure out the situation by himself. Surely Miss Swire didn't invite me and the city government here just to gloat over the results? Of course not, Bison, sir. I'd like to make a deal. The Swire Group will drop out of the bidding, but in return, I want to buy into Mountain Dash Logistics company here. Hasn't that been your goal all along? Not entirely. I thought about it a little afterwards, and your being here isn't all bad news to me. A smart business person always looks for possibilities when both parties gain something and makes decisions that yields the maximum profits given the situation. Going by what you said, if you were really so confident, you wouldn't have come to negotiate with me. Well, would you not agree that trading a percentage of your shares in exchange for your biggest rival's exit is a good deal? How much are you looking at?
Swire lightly knocks on the table 3 times.
I want this much.
I will report your arrangement to the mayor and continue to inform you of any further arrangements. I wish you two a pleasant time in Siesta.
Is that all for the show? For the time being, I guess. Phew. What's so funny? Sorry. I just didn't expect that you'd resort to these means too, Commissioner Swire. If I were to openly invest in Mountain Dash's business, forget about registering our own company. They'd rate Mountain Dash up for thousands of reasons and shut it down on our first day in Siesta. My family's wary of me. Good thing they aren't that wary of me yet. As long as they still see me as a young, hot-headed superintendent, I can still cover my actions with that as a ruse. Phew, I'm really fortunate that I'm not actually your business rival. This is just the first step, though. The Federation of Enterprises will put it all together sooner or later. We'll face all sorts of difficulties going forward. Are you ready? Having come this far, it's probably too late for me to have any regrets. Well, partners then? Yeah, I look forward to... Your terminal? No, isn't it yours?
Swire and Bison each take out their terminals. They take a brief look at each other before hitting their respective answer keys. Hello, is this Bison, the legal representative of Mountain Com Trade?
Hello, is this Miss Swire?
The City Hall has received a report that your company has illegally employed undocumented infected. At this point, we need your company to immediately cease all operations. Please prepare the following documents for the city government's investigation. First, we need a list of all infected employees working for your company. Miss Swire, that was an interesting show, and it did buy you some time for your prank. Unfortunately, the group is very unhappy with your decision. You should know that there are limits to what you should and shouldn't do. This investment game is over. Thank you for your cooperation. Goodbye. This stops here. I hope you'll think about the consequences of your actions.
This is some uncalled for slander. Well, it's pretty obvious who snitched on us. They're trying to buy time right before we sign our contract just so they can catch up. But why use the infected as an excuse? Since when has Siesta had any policies against the infected in any way? We don't have time to deal with these setbacks. If only we could convince Mayor Herman. You're right. Herman is our chance at a breakthrough. But what reason does he have to stand on our side? Besides, if my hunch is correct, he's probably being pressured in some other way right now.
Mayor Herman, you're a hard man to reach. I thought my answer before was more than clear. There's nothing for you and I to discuss in person. Naturally, Columbia respects all the rights that Siesta enjoys as an independent city-state. I am here today for a different matter, Siesta's infected question. Colombian federal law states that infected citizens must be enrolled in a suitable healthcare plan in order to reside in our nomadic cities. Otherwise, they must join the pioneer teams. Siesta was not a nomadic city, and so it was not bound by this regulation. However, given the current circumstances, we need to reevaluate the rule of law here. So this word game is your idea of pressuring me. I hope you grasp the situation, Mayor Herman. This is not a negotiation. But if they're not part of Columbia, they shouldn't have to follow and worry about Columbia's rules and bylaws and all that kind of stuff. Since when do we need to be sneaky about buying obsidian?
What choice do we have? They've been pretty strict with inspections lately, but this is a great opportunity for people like you, in the know, to seize the day. The logistics center will be done soon, and there are lots of merchants waiting to buy obsidian.
When has Siesta obsidian ever been all that rare? You probably have plenty hidden in your shop yourself. Why come to me?
What they want is freshly mined obsidian. What's it? Volcano heated obsidian contains the land's energy and has amazing health benefits. Alright, I'll stop messing with you. Do you have any other new obsidian pieces aside from this basket? Whatever you've got, I have buyers lined up. If the quality's good enough, they're willing to pay this much.
Ennis gestures a number with his hands. That much? Yeah, I do. I dug up a bunch just a couple days ago.
Oh, so recently.
Yeah, I kept some real pretty ones. Look, these are some mighty fine obsidians, don't you think?
They're lovely indeed. Now, would you please tell me more about your illegal obsidian mining operation?
Ennis, you set me up, didn't you? When did you fall so low?
This isn't exactly a setup now, is it? A cop with a really loud mouth taught me this. Sorry, Uncle Jackie. This is for your own good. You shouldn't put your health on the line. We have just a couple questions we want to ask you. Work with us, will you?
That's everything. Are you gonna lock us up?
Who are you planning to sell the obsidian to? Is it Pelipper?
No, Pelipper stopped buying from us a long time ago. And he's a man of his word. He hasn't bought a single pebble. No matter how high quality the obsidian, he doesn't so much as take a single glance. Humph. You've got all this out of us, but what good is it going to do? That bastard Herman's always going to do whatever he wants, without a thought to the consequences. First he made us all stop mining obsidian. Then he said the volcano was going to erupt. It's been almost 2 years since we moved here, and it hasn't so much as let out a puff of smoke. Maybe he should have taken a look at where our money was coming from just a couple years ago.
But doesn't Siesta have really lax infected policies?
That doesn't mean they've got jobs for us. If all the out-of-work miners became drivers, they could probably tow the city a couple of kilometers. Besides, I'm already infected. What else can I do? Once Mountain Dash Logistics moves into the city, we'll have even more people without work. Now the mayor's talking about tearing the shopping district down. Why tear it down even? Just to chase us out of here?
Maybe the mayor will come up with a policy to help you guys.
Forget it. Haven't you heard? They're going to chase us infected out. The Colombians are here.
Where did you hear that?
We all know how the Colombians treat the infected. If something does end up happening, we might as well just head out into the wastes ourselves and start pioneering. That shell-brained Herman. That darn shell-brain. What's wrong? Are you sick?
No, Dr. Salon, they're also... The mayor must be having a tough time too. Don't get mad over this. No, not mad. I thought this was just going to be warning a few men to stop illegal mining. But if the Colombians are here, that changes everything. This is Siesta's own problem. Sir, how many are still mining obsidian? I'll come out and say it. I'm not going to turn you in to the police. Ennis said it just now. I'm a doctor. I know it's not realistic to just stop your obsidian work. What I want to do is help you solve this problem. Please trust me. So, won't you tell me?
What do you mean you're going to help us? Who are you, and why? Hold on. You look familiar.
Ha! You finally figured it out, huh? You watched the Obsidian Festival broadcasts, right? Remember the lady at the closing ceremonies with Mayor Herman?
Who? No. I'm saying you look a lot like a woman I once met. It was a long time ago, and we worked at the obsidian mines together. There was a scholar from Victoria. She was pregnant. She went to the mines every day for environmental surveys or whatever. She didn't know that much about mining, but she was real kind to us. Oh, now I remember. Her name was Or, no, Barbara. Mother. Her mother. Creature with the miner's lamp on its back trots along in short spurts as it gazes towards old Siesta's beach. There, Bird is sitting on the sand, plucking away at her strings spontaneously.
Do you come here often? You can still see old Siesta here. Well, music is pleasing to the ear, and the sound of the waves carried on the wind is good accompaniment for the guitar. I didn't expect you to ask me that, though. So you're actually willing to talk? Huh? Isn't this what one normally would do? Yeah, I guess it is. Maybe I'm just a bit too narrow-minded. If everything can talk to everything else, then music might be the best language there is. Even if you don't speak the same tongue, music can help you convey your truest thoughts. Not bad. This feels like a new inspiration.
Bird starts strumming a slow, relaxed song. The waves rise and fall along to her rhythm.
You two are the first to hear this piece. You two? Oh, are you including this foul beast here? Maybe the grass? No. Don't we have another listener here?
Bird points at the steps next to them, which, logically, should be empty.
Weren't you talking to it the whole time? Miss Bird, you can see it?
Creature with the miner's lamp on its back stands on the beach and gazes blankly at the silhouette of old Siesta in the distance. It hesitantly tries to step into the seawater, but after a few plods, it walks back onto the land. It takes its hoof steps rhythmically, as though it's trying to match the music's beat, though it also looks like it isn't and is just trying to maintain its own rhythm. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump.
Yeah, I've been able to see it since the day I came to Siesta. Just the one? Are there others? Too bad. This is the only one I can see.
Bird looks at the lamp on the creature's back and the hard hat and goggles on its head.
I wrote the miners of old Siesta a song. Maybe it just happens to like things that have to do with oars. I'll play the song again, just for it.
Bird starts strumming again. Adele brushes her dress's hem and sits down next to Bird.
Come to think of it, even though there hasn't been a single song of mine that could represent my whole life, perhaps there's one or two that could give comfort to somebody out there. Even if my audience is just a lone little black sheep. But that's not so bad. It stayed behind to listen to you play your guitar. You said you could see more of them. Where are they? They disappeared all of a sudden. I don't know where they went. Do they eat road signs like this one? I don't think so. I have an idea. Do you think this one eats road signs because it's a stray sheep?
To drive them away with fire is easily done. But if we're to ensure they'll never come back to hurt us...
All right. Yeah, see,
then
there
a
is
fire
this
is
one
not
here.
enough.
Dolly's here to compete with you. Victory condition. Generate pure white steam on all the tiles in the designated area within the time limit. Ranged operators can also be deployed on melee tiles in this stage. Additional condition. Steam soda bottle has decreased redeployment time. This is weird. I don't know how this one works. We'll try it. Mary had a little fluffy beast. Aha! Let me briefly explain the rules of our little competition. These special tiles are the competition objective zones and also serve as our playground. Take a good look, find all the objective zones on the map, and cover them all with pure white steam. And keep an eye on that timer. If time runs out before you finish, then I win.
Professor, the map seems to be full of unrevealed, fluffy buddies. Let's try borrowing their power to quickly cover the zone with pure white steam.
Try that one.
Let the hunt begin.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
guilty will be punished.
What is this? Weird. Okay. Sheep are all laughing at you. I almost had it.
I'm so
I almost
sorry.
had it. That is a strange one. But that's okay. Let's try it again. I think I know how to get it this time. We need to keep we need to keep somebody here. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put Adnakiel down here.
Let us raise the curtains on this play. All right.
We'll let him take out this one. And we're gonna put Phantom up here.
Lift your voices. Sing for me. Sing for me.
No, let's pull that.
Gotcha.
What? I ran out of time
I'm
already?
so sorry.
Boy, weird. Maybe I put the ranged ones up top and we use Phantom down below? Maybe? Let's see.
All right.
Let the hunt begin. You better run away soon.
Yes. Lift your voices. Sing for me. Sing for me. The actors are all
He's a
puppets
fast
of the
redeploy.
script.
Okay, so.
Yes, lift your voices. Sing for me. Sing for me.
Still ran out of time.
Oh no, I'm out of breath.
Okay, so. We're gonna keep trying this. We got something going on here that I'm liking. But we need to stop this thing.
Puppets.
Let the hunt begin.
Okay. We're gonna pull that. We need rangers
All
up
right.
here. Okay.
You better
Come
run
up
away
there.
soon.
I'm with you.
All right. We're running low on time here. We got rid of the little skateboarding dude.
The actors are all puppets of the script.
Okay. that.
I'm with you.
Pull him. Adnacule, take that one down if we can. Maybe. Probably not going to get it in time. No. Darn.
Yes. Lift
Nope,
your
he
voices.
got it. We were so close. We had one
so sorry.
slot. So, we'll keep at it. We're going to get this. We're going to get this. It's just like a mini game, but I like it. I want to beat it. Darn it, I want to beat it.
You see your own thing.
Let the hunt begin.
Oh, no way.
All right. I'm waiting for orders.
Okay.
Okay.
You see your own face in the mirror.
Okay. So let Adnacule take care of that.
I will follow you. Locked on.
Got it.
I'm gonna run out of time. Wait, what? Wait, I won? Yeah, because I killed it and it puffed the white sheep. Let's go! The white smoke, I got it. 2 seconds to go. Another round.
What a satisfying
We did it.
battle.
We did it. Let's go. Took a few tries, but hell yeah. There's another one. Oh, I want to try it again. Let's see. Just Phantom for this one? Okay. Okay. Farmer in the Dell.
Hellfire. Locked and loaded.
Whoa. What?
Let us raise the curtains on display. You see your own face in the mirror.
I have no idea what to do here. What is the point of this? Pushes nearby enemies away significantly. That doesn't help me at all. Doesn't help me at all.
The guilty will be punished. So, let us sink into the night.
That sent them flying, but that still doesn't do anything to help me. I don't get this one. Why does I keep just walking in there? That's random. Anyways.
Yes, lift your voices. Sing for me. Sing for me. So, let us sink into the night.
This one's a little weird. I don't get this one. I don't get that one. I'm gonna have to try that one again another time. But that's still just to show you guys a little fun little mini game. If I have some time, I'll go back to it. But next up is SL-7. Let's continue with the actual story because that's what I want to complete here. I still don't get it. Why would a lady like you choose to spend your days in a hole like this? Aren't you afraid of the infected? Excuse me. Are the infected not but normal people saddled with misfortune? Just like this child of mine, yet unborn. Maybe she'll become infected herself, or remain a lucky one who just makes friends with them.
Either way, I wish for her to live in a city full of love and goodness. If you continue to mine here... If continuing to mine here will harm the environment, shouldn't we stop? For now, the city can only rely on nature's bounty. Even so, our descendants will definitely carve out a home with our own hands. Their own hands. Wow. Anyways. I hope then that you and I, and all of them, that all of us will find our own place in Siesta. The elderly unhindered by age, the sickly unburdened by despair. That is the Siesta of my dreams. That is the Siesta I wish for my child to see. Could that really ever happen? Well, let's start with the mines. Little black sheep, why are you all alone? Do you know where the rest went? Also, you keep eating these old signposts and addresses on letters. Is it because you're lost? Can you understand me?
The fluffy creature remains silent as it sniffs about, picking the next signpost to be devoured.
Did you get lost when Siesta moved? Or is your home on the undeveloped plate instead of the mines?
The fluffy creature paws the ground urgently as Adele stands, silently looking at it.
Where does it want to go?
Hesitantly, it approaches Adele, pressing its head to Adele's chest, as if listening to her heartbeat. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. Not this sound, not this sound. The fluffy creature lowers its head and continues following the path ahead.
Are you looking for your home? Or your friends and family? Do you know where to find them?
The fluffy creature turns its head, staring inquisitively at Adele.
Adele, where are you? I need you to help me with some data. Can you come to the museum now?
Adele looks at the expectant creature in front of her.
Professor Keller, I'm sick today. I feel dizzy and I have a headache too. Also, my legs hurt. I feel terrible. Terrible? Adele, what's wrong? Do you need to go to the hospital? Do you need my help? Do you have medicine on hand? How's your body temperature? Are you feverish? No, Professor Keller, I'll be fine. I'm at the hospital right now.
With no reply forthcoming, the fluffy creature stomps the ground impatiently and turns to leave. Adele rushes to keep up with it. A car speeds by, frantically honking at Adele, who's just taken a step forward. Honk honk.
Ugh, my ears. Adele? What are you doing here? Weren't you... Professor Keller, I... Must have been pushing her too hard. If a girl like Adele feels the need to fake an illness to rest... Adele, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you could take a day off to rest.
Turning its head to confirm that Adele is no longer following, the fluffy creature skips off and leaves the street.
Professor Keller, I want to take some time to relax here. What if I told you that I want to offer you a job with stable pay that isn't detrimental to your health? I'll even provide special lodgings for you. Don't worry, I can guarantee the working environment and conditions, as well as medical services. You just need to pay a portion of the rent to the government.
Heh, even you can't go on, can you? I don't know what those government people are on about, but I know this much at least. These things take a lot of money, not a mere 100 or 1,000 gold certificates. With this money, I might be able to buy a decently comfortable bed, eat a nice meal, and it may even save my life when it comes to it. If it comes to it. But it can't build what you're promising.
I can do it.
Doctor, if you were to stay, you'd build us a cheaper hospital. If you were to say you'd build us a cheaper hospital, frankly, I'd be really grateful. And I actually believe you could do it. But saying that you'll provide jobs, homes, and healthcare, just look around you. It's been so long and this place is still undeveloped.
I beg you to place your trust in me. I'll stand by my words. So if there really was a place like that, would you be willing to move here? Would you be happy with it?
Frustrated, Salon feels her heart hammering in her chest, its beat pounding in her ears.
What was that? Sorry, I missed what you said.
I said even Mr. Pelipper, our boss back at the old mines, only got us so far with his all of his wealth and power. Doctor, we don't know you, and you don't owe us anything. We'll be grateful even if you just come to treat us once in a while. The fluffy creature trots ahead, Adele following closely behind while Keller walks apologetically beside her. After hesitating several times, she slowly opens her mouth.
Did you know, Adele, Siesta's layout remained the same even after it moved? There's a coffee shop down this street.
Adele continues hurrying along the path without stopping, as if chasing after something.
Katya, Magna, and I met at that coffee shop.
Adele stops moving and squints into the distance, trying to spot the shop.
Is it that one over there? I can't see the sign clearly. Mockingbird Cafe.
Keller sighs in relief and changes her tone.
I was just a student back then, knowing little about the world besides what I read in books. Katya and Magna burned, two young flames, with eyes even brighter than obsidian. My parents, what were they like back then? Brilliant, interesting, and very attractive. Of course, some people thought they were weird. Not professors or scholars. They were more like two vagrants chasing after volcanoes. They liked bright clothes and accessories, believing that they granted courage. They would sometimes camp beside lava flows just to feel the movement. Eh? I thought they'd have banned that kind of thing. They did. They banned me from doing it, because I once followed them to collect some liquid from a sulfuric acid pool and accidentally stepped in a pit of boiling water. Katya managed to drag me out. I hadn't even felt the pain yet, but my shoes had already split like garlic cloves. I gave Magna quite a fright. Even though it was an accident, she kept trailing after me from then on, fearing that I'd just fall into another hole somewhere when she wasn't looking.
A fluffy creature seems to realize something, turning its head to look Keller up and down. As if worrying for her, it butts her ankles and even tries to eat her shoe heels so that she can walk more comfortably. Just like Moody, worrying about me getting hurt. Magna, you couldn't compare her care to me for what she felt for you. Sorry, I was lost in thought. After you were born, I came to visit you occasionally. I thought you looked so much like your parents. You doing the same work as them now feels like a part of them has never left, that they still remain here. If only they were still here. Following the salty scent of the sea carried on the breeze, the fluffy creature begins scampering away. The towering cranes of the undeveloped plate peek over the horizon as Keller hurries forward and turns her head. Adele, Magna once said we are like tiny ants standing on this vast landscape, talking big about how we plan to conquer it. Look at the both of us now, Adele. Two little ants standing here facing this building dozens of times bigger than us. I used to think I would be just like before, feeling infinitesimally small and amounting to nothing. But it's only now do I realize some things are too hard to say aloud. Professor Keller, what do you... Nothing. Adele, how can I tell you? You can still see a little bit of the old Siesta from here. Mount Siesta is over that side. Who knows when it will really erupt? The creature carrying a miner's lamp slows down and stares blankly in the direction of old Siesta. The waves wash over the distant gravel, the surface sparkling like brilliant gems. Once it erupts, once the museum is ready, my work will finally be done. I'm sorry, I've taken up so much of your time, Adele. It's all right, Professor Keller. There's no one else who can tell me about my parents anyway. I'm really happy to know these things. Keller stands and brushes the dirt off herself. Are you leaving now? Maybe I need to buy some courage, like in that dream you mentioned. Goodbye, Adele. See you tomorrow. Rest well and don't tire yourself. Adele glances at the creature still staring blankly at old Siesta. Bye, Professor Keller. The fluffy creature stands motionless on the beach. Did you find the place you were looking for? Adele sits down next to the motionless creature. Let me guess, you're a miner who wanted to return here. Creature shakes its head from side to side, pulling its gaze from the ocean to Adele opposite itself. Its clear eyes look up at her. It chews on an old signpost as it steadily paws at the ground. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. Slowly it turns to leave the area.
No.
No. I'm just an old man who likes collecting pretty rocks. I can't do what you want or help you at all.
Mr. Brown, those workers said that your father owned the mine, and that they all worked for you for many years. Even after the move, you still helped make their lives better under the table.
Yes, that's right. My father's mine made them into infected, while I decorate my house with rocks they risked their lives to dig out. Am I helping them? As if. They're barely surviving as it is. At most, they're not jobless.
So you admit it?
No, my God, calm down, woman. Don't you go breaking my collection.
Well then, let's talk about your collection. Before Siesta moved, this obsidian was an extremely precious ore. However, only obsidian that was pure enough, which reflected the colors of the rainbow, would fetch a good price. I'm sure you're aware.
Salon beds down and drags out 2 boxes of ore from behind the cabinet.
So, what are these? Why would a collector like you have crude, impure obsidian like this? Exactly like the obsidian the workers squirreled away.
What would you know? All obsidian is precious to me.
Then why did you stop the workers from mining? What stopped you from working them to death instead of arranging gainful employment for them as drivers, ticket sellers, and security guards?
Those are lifelines they found for themselves.
Oh? So you just helped them along while indirectly earning money off them?
Yes, that's absolutely right.
Why do you refuse to admit it? They're not living well right now. The obsidian that they mined propped up Siesta, but now...
Pelipper heaves a great sigh and sinks back onto his seat. Missy, do you think it's that easy changing the policies of an entire city? Look at them now. Look at me. You've heard them call me Mr. Brown. Brown Mines, the entire company is in my hands, but even I can't build a factory for them to make a living in. The government will harass me. My peers will plot against me. And that's not even considering Columbia and Victoria. Just keeping ourselves here in Siesta isn't that bad. You do know, Columbia has infected pay sky-high insurance premiums, and then sends them to the mine in the wastelands.
I know that. That's why I came to you for your help. You have far more knowledge and experience with this situation than me. If Columbia uses the infected question to attack us, we can just build our own place for infected first. If your peers begin plotting, we can try to negotiate with them. There must be something we can do. You can't just hide away in this hot spring hotel forever. What would that accomplish?
Getting increasingly agitated, Salon feels as if her heart is about to leap out of her chest.
This is the best leverage for Siesta to negotiate with Columbia right now. But you seem... Yes, I'm 5 months along now. The doctor says it's a girl. Congratulations! But then Siesta needs to develop. It can't wait any longer. That's why I want to help these workers. I want to teach them. I want them to learn how to avoid danger, how to observe the environment, how best to protect themselves after a catastrophe. They have only gotten by with experience so far, but I can give them knowledge. Will that work? The mine is huge, and there's so many illiterate people who only know how to earn money. Father says things like that are very common, and that there are always many workers, so we don't need to care too much. That's different. Tom cares, Hank cares, Bill cares. Many workers will care. I also want to push a new policy regarding the current state of these workers. These workers who've contracted oropathy due to the obsidian mining should be taken better care of. But Father tells me that the government will never have time for this. They only want to earn more and more money to develop Siesta. Then I will bring their attention here. I can't just sit in an office all day with the knowledge that they're getting hurt and sick. What would that do?
The lady caresses her pregnant belly, feeling the little heartbeat of life growing peacefully inside. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump.
Miss, may I have your name?
Young lady, What's your name? Who knows? I might be seeing you again in the future. If you really manage to do something, I'll lend you my help.
Barbara Doikos. You could call me Barbara. Salon Doikos.
All right, I'll remember. Wait, Doikos.
You're near Fashion Street already. Where are you actually going? Little black sheep, what does the mining lamp on your back really mean?
The fluffy creature continues forward, leisurely searching and chewing. Sounds pass by its twitching ears. The sound of wind, people, and in the far distance, the rumblings of volcanic activity. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. Sounds like sparking thunder resound in its ears, overwhelming the sounds of geological activity and flowing magma. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. It stops in the middle of the street, blankly looking from side to side before it breaks into a sudden run, sprinting away on all fours.
Wait, where are you going? Did you find it? It's here?
Where was your mother? Hold on. Wait, this. Standing on a chair, Pelipper retrieves a delicate box from the top of the cabinet. Behind the glass cover, a large uncut geode lays there, obsidian crystals sparkling. No, wait, I should call them over. They were the ones who left me with this. Tom, Hank, and Bill. I need to get them all together.
Yes, Barbara was my mother. Mr. Brown, what is this? Who are Tom, Hank, and Bill?
Salon Doikos. This is a gift that those workers prepared for your mother a long time ago, to celebrate your birth and express their gratitude.
A gift for Mother? My mother.
In the end, she wasn't able to receive the gift. I'll explain to the old men when they get here. I want them to see me hand this over to you, your mother. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump.
Little black sheep.
A fluffy creature steps into the hotel as if guided by a sound. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. The sound is coming from a lady, her chest heaving from agitation. The heart is beating. With each beat, it transports blood across all four limbs. It carries nutrition from the mother's body, all the way to the slumbering little infant. That little tiny heartbeat has grown up. Ba-dump, ba-dump, ba-dump. The fluffy creature rests its head on Salon's chest. Salon doesn't see anything, but she feels a sudden warmth. It's heavy, as if something has fallen into her lap.
Salon? Eyjafjalla.
Salon suddenly feels as if she can see something growing heavier in her lap. Little sheep gradually appears before her, its head leaning against her chest, as if listening to something. Ba-dump, ba-dump. Salon's heart is beating violently, making thundering sounds that only she and the little sheep can hear. She sees the little sheep lightly nose the geode before bumping her forehead with its own.
This is the little black sheep. She's no longer lost. She seems to have found what she's looking for.
Lost? Don't drop that geode. If it shatters, I'll be done for. The little sheep nimbly leaps from Salon's lap and disappears into the mist.
Eyjafjalla, what was that? You saw it, didn't you? It's a farewell, I guess. A farewell and a reunion.
Arguably, that could have been Barbara. Okay, SL-7.
What blocks the way,
Okay.
I will burn through.
Ah! Whoa, 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 whoa.
Please.
We're doing it this
Trust
way. Let's go.
Pass on your last words? No. Need speed to see.
Okay. I don't want him there like that. I want him here like this, and we're gonna throw Doggopus right here. Texas, you have fun there for a second.
Got it.
We're gonna put her
Crash the mission
here.
briefing. I know what you want.
Okay.
I'm prepared. Fear not the fire light.
Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Need to get Shu out. Put her here.
A word I've not heard in a long, long time. So you racked your brain and came up with a plan of... Who says there's always a countdown? Moving to designated location. If you're really incapable of branch and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins bloom fields.
For them,
Do one of
the
these.
bell tolls.
Oh, they just got toasted.
Monster, with me.
I hear the elegy. Soul River, the ferry of the other side.
It's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt, but that's alright.
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains when summer leaves a white dew.
Awake.
Bad luck. You ran into me.
It's alright if we lose them. I'm not like super concerned because of the fact that I've got everybody here that I really need,
I'm
but
prepared. I am Doglet. Moving to designated location.
What's the situation?
we'll put Deacon Breaker out here. This is gonna be a little fun. Ready?
You want my
And
opinion?
come on.
You want my opinion? Still mulling things over. You want my opinion? Still mulling things over. You want my
Why?
opinion? You
I
want
can't
my
attack
opinion?
them.
You want my opinion? You
No, I
want
can't.
my
Use your weapon to tell me who you are.
Oof. Help, Texas.
I wasn't supposed to plant you into the soil to grow anew. I'm prepared to fight.
Oh, it's her. I'm like seeing the little thing, and I thought I saw it over Reed's head for a second. I'm like hallucinating. I'm seeing little black sheep. Never mind. Anyways,
I recall this place being industrial land, not suitable for a casual visit.
this spot is the closest we have to old Siesta, so just let me sit here quietly.
Is that so? Can you even see anything from here? When we were so far from there?
Rhodes Island's office should be pretty close to City Hall. It's been 2 months since you've returned, and you haven't paid me a single visit.
Shouldn't the mayor be swamped with work by this time of year? How would you have time for family? When you're free, you should go stroll around the streets, listen to the people grumbling about. Then you'll understand how you've been doing.
There are many things that I could have done a better job with.
As a Siestan, I want to ask the mayor a question. Why have all the volcanoes, coasts, culture, and music that we're so proud of completely vanished? Why are there so many people struggling to integrate into their new lives? Why doesn't City Hall do anything to help them? I want to pin the blame on City Hall too. They should have prepared for the move sooner. But as Herman Doikos' daughter, I still have to say this. It's been hard for you, Dad. When I came back this time, I had planned to help Rhodes Island establish a branch office here. But I understand the infected in Siesta are facing some extra challenges right now.
Columbia's pedantic word game with their laws is just another card for them to play. They don't care about the lives of these few infected. They only want to slice of Siesta's future large-scale international trade pie.
8,573. I looked at the info. That is the number of registered infected who settled in Siesta last month. You can either impose a ban to prevent any more infected from settling on Siesta's nomadic plates, or hand them a larger sum of money for their health insurance. From a bystander's point of view, the latter is not an option for City Hall.
There's no way I could have forgotten that my other daughter is infected herself. In our short decades of history, Siesta has faced many difficulties, but the path Siesta takes is always in the hands of us Siestans. I will think of something. There's always a way.
Then allow me to help you out a little. To square off against Columbia's word games, you can likewise designate an area outside the nomadic city and declare it for development, which will be done by the infected. And as for what kind of work, my two friends recently arrived are also interested in helping. A budding logistics company should manage to provide many jobs. In addition, I will use Rhodes Island's resources to establish a treatment center for the infected. This is something I've always wanted to do. For Schwartz's sake, and for many more innocents besides. I'm not just someone who needs your care. I'll find my own way to protect Siesta too.
I seem to remember my daughter not having a degree in politics.
I guess I've been unwillingly influenced, that's all.
Politics is no simple thing, but I'm happy to hear that you have such thoughts. I'll earnestly consider the infected treatment center you mentioned, and I'll continue cooperating with Mountain Dash Logistics.
Ever since you became mayor, Siesta has been relatively relaxed towards the infected. Some people say you're just putting on a show to win the miners' support. Others say you're just trying to make more money from tourism. And now, I'm more inclined to believe that the things you've been doing are related to Mom.
When did you find out?
Just earlier. I heard a little story about her. You've never taken the initiative to tell me those stories, and rarely ever actively bring up Mom with me.
Barbara was a Victorian. To the Siestans of the time, Victoria, who wanted to annex us, was our greatest enemy. I was busy with Colombian and Victoria diplomacy, but I never dared to let anyone know that my wife just happened to be from Victoria. But Barbara never took it to heart. She had her own things to do. She said she was protecting the city in her own way, and you too.
Protecting the city in her own way?
You never lived a day of your life with her. But what you said just now is exactly the sort of thing she'd say.
She was a great woman.
And she had a great daughter. Thank you, Salon.
Could you lower the camera a little? Angle it upwards so I look a little more imposing. Wait, too low. All right. That's good. Check the recorder, too. Everything I say has to be crystal clear. Hello, Mr. Adam Swire. As always, I first wish you good health. By the time this disc reaches you, I should have completed both my Siesta trip and all the business objectives I sought to accomplish. Perhaps you may still take this as a child's folly. No, your insight must have recognized the value of this city. The value of a free and independent entrepot.
Entrepot? Entrepot? Something like that.
I've known from my first day in Siesta that I've been tailed by some of our people watching my every move. Perhaps at your behest, or perhaps at that of our other heirs trying to obstruct me. But that no longer matters. I've long since realized that trying to read your mind is a laborious and pointless endeavor. But if you are the one standing opposite me, then I've won this time.
What did you call me here for exactly?
To give you a report on the project. Comtrade has signed an agreement with Siesta. If everything goes smoothly, construction will begin around autumn. When the logistics center's construction is complete, we'll open trade with 3 countries, Sargon, Victoria, and Colombia. As the supply chain matures, we'll increase our scope. The natural trading advantages that comes with the independent state of New Siesta and locals' eagerness for foreign goods will give us confidence in future developments here at Mountain Comtrade.
You've always told me about the future you envision and want to realize in Mountain Dash Logistics, and now we've taken the actual first step.
I've already seen the report on this project. Well done. You didn't let me down. No, I should say that your growth makes me proud. Give yourself a proper vacation for the rest of the summer.
Thank you for your approval, but there's another report you haven't seen yet. It's regarding the progress of Mountain Com Trade splitting from Mountain Dash Logistics. From now on, Mountain Com Trade will cease to be a subsidiary of Mountain Dash Logistics, and the series of projects we'll do for New Siesta's core development will have no connection to Mountain Dash Logistics. Do you understand?
Do you understand what you're implying?
As president and CEO of Mountain Dash Logistics, you will no longer have any right to interfere in Mountain Com Trade's affairs. Mountain Dash Logistics will need not bear any of Mountain Com Trade's liabilities or responsibilities. Of course, making such a decision without you in the loop has its uncertainties in the process. If you don't agree with my decision and follow up with legal action, I'm afraid I'll be in a lot of trouble.
What I want to know is, why do it this way?
Isn't this a step you've always wanted to take? Not having to care about the constraints of the Federation of Enterprises, letting Mountain Dash Logistics make an actual change across the land?
You really have surprised me. It seems you've mustered the strength to do this.
Of course, I found a reliable business partner. The last few days of this siesta holiday have shown me what a young and yet vibrant city it is. Its youth carry with it plenty of problems, though. But it's precisely because of its youth that it holds unlimited possibilities. In fact, there's a question I've been thinking about for a long while. Just how is it that you, an old man on his way out, are able to keep an iron grip on the many faces in the family with their own clandestine agendas? I thought and thought before I finally came to a conclusion. You've allowed yourself to become a symbol. No one knows your true intentions, nor do they know whom amongst them has your confidence. This fear of the unknown leaves them with only one option to acquiesce to you. This is how you've manipulated the Federation of Enterprises and even Lungman's economic lifelines for so many decades. I may not ever manage to learn this trick of yours, but such a style of control always meets an end. How will the Federation of Enterprises cope with their leader when you're gone? How many of them will take advantage of the chaos to recklessly reap personal profit? I think that's something you wouldn't want to happen either. Perhaps you still have faith in your personal position, but as the soon-to-be commissioner of the Lungman Guard Department, and also as part of the younger generation, I must make plans for a Lungman future without you. Lungman Order can't rest in the hands of just one person. If I hadn't become a messenger, I would have known about the various differences between the many countries and regions on this great land. The vast distances in between make communication difficult, and because the different cultures to grow, and cause the different cultures to grow in their own distinct styles. So when someone builds a bridge between these countries and regions, it's bound to trigger drastic change. Many people instinctively fear this sort of change. Some prefer to stay passively conservative, and others look to take advantage of the turmoil for personal gain. But the act of changing the landscape itself surely has a positive significance to it. This is Mountain Dash's ambition, and also my own as a messenger. I've never regretted becoming an LGD superintendent, but in this past few years, I've realized that I can do more than just maintain Lungman's security. I also have the power to help build it. The operation with Mountain Com Trade is my bargaining chip. I believe international trade will be an indispensable part of Lungman's future economic market. And at that moment, when they're all staring emptily at the legacy you've left behind, I will use my own means to secure a seat in Lungman's Chamber of Commerce and lead a new order. No matter how brilliant a sunset is, a new sun will always rise.
Oh, and what a beautiful sun she is. Oh, wait, did I say that out loud? Anyways.
Got all that, Snowsant? Yes. Miss Swire, that whole speech.
Send this recording to Lungman. I wish I could see the old man fuming with my own eyes, but I can probably imagine what it would look like. I wouldn't be surprised if all my cards were frozen after a while.
Really? Then will we be stuck here?
Won't you lend me some money?
you really need my help, Miss Swire. Just kidding. I brought enough cash for the both of us to fully enjoy our vacation. Any further annoyances will have to wait until we return to Lungman. All right, now that we're all done here for real, let's officially begin our holiday.
You should just give up on straightening that parasol. The sky started turning dark by the time you got it up. There's no more sun to block anymore. You gotta get the grill we used in our old shop up and running. It's almost been a year since we've set up a booth, but it's definitely going to be popular today.
Sandworm legs? But no one supplies that nowadays.
I found a cellar at the fair earlier. I kept some for you in the fridge behind the guitar.
Really? Awesome.
Sandworm legs, that sounds gross.
Phew, Mr. Tom, I've got your cold drinks here. Anything else I can help you with?
Thank you so much, sweetheart. You've been so busy helping me with so many things. Here, this cone is for you.
Thank you.
Are you guys going to sell barbecue again? It's for a party tonight. A party? Why haven't I heard of it?
Let's all meet up before everyone from the shopping district moves. We won't know when we'll see each other next, or when we'll open another shop. Be careful with the fire, everyone, and stay safe. Don't get too close to the beach at night. I'll do my best with anything else that needs doing. Didn't you come here for a vacation with Swire? After spending a few days here, I think it's more fun this way. Hello. May I know how much this harmonica costs?
You can have it if you like. But if you want an instruction book or something, then I'll take some of your money. That's how I make sure the people who buy instruments learn to play them.
Do you know how to play the harmonica, sir? What's it like?
Of course I do. The feeling of playing the harmonica, huh? It feels like the wind. When it blows through the leaves and they make that rustling sound, it feels like stepping on a beach with the seawater slapping the sand around. That's what it feels like. You'll know it too when the smoke from my grill rises and the strings on my guitar move.
Come, eat anything you want. Feel free to bring your own meat too. I can help you grill it.
Hold on. I have some leftover streamers from the time I moved out. Just wait a sec while I bring them here. Wait, I'll come too. Everybody's coming together.
Ennis, help me bring these over to the party.
Whoa, are these wine bottles from your collection? Feeling generous today?
Just treat it as a goodbye to the shopping district, and old Siesta too.
When I was a kid, the adults used to say that the volcano would erupt one day, and now we're really leaving this beach and moving to a new home in the nomadic city.
All homes end up demolished someday. Even this magnificent, sturdy nomadic city has no way to live longer than the volcano. Now that the volcano's waking up, Siesta can't sleep in anymore. We should just move along with the new nomadic city.
That's pretty transparent of you. So are you still sad to leave the shop?
What difference does it make? Even if I know there's no choice, I still have to prepare my goodbyes.
I think about that a lot and still can't figure it out. I don't know where's the most meaningful place to be. If I go, then does that mean...
When I was your age, I wasn't thinking so much about such things. My head was full of places I wanted to run off to. I wanted to get to know all kinds of people, play all kinds of rock music, learn local languages, and figure out how to fit them into a song. You know yourself, it was those days that I met Chuck and Siesta. We wanted to see the beautiful white volcano people kept talking about. But we spent months wandering the beach and volcanoes with no luck. And just as we were about to leave Siesta to continue chasing the legend, we found in a corner of the fashion street a baby sleeping soundly. So we stayed in Siesta, opened a bar, and Chuck continued his travels while I decided to hang back and see what this kid would grow up into. And here we are. If we hadn't found you, the White Volcano would have just been a name on a legend. Later, we adopted Loot and then Liv. You've all been growing up, and you also stopped laughing as much as you used to. But on that day of the trade fair, all the surfboards from the shop disappeared, and the three of you looked so flustered, drenched in hot spring water. But you looked so happy. Tell you the truth, I was happy too. In that moment, I was thinking, it'd be nice if some of these changes let our family stay as happy as we've ever been. After all, I care more about you kids than the White Volcano. I also want to wait until the White Volcano's done renovating. Then I'll...
Leave it for now. Our old friends can't wait any longer. So go bring the booze over, Ennis. It's fine, kiddo. No need to worry about me. Whether you want to stay here or go see what's beyond Siesta, whatever your plans, just go for it. Like I did when I was your age. If you wait till the strings are loose, you won't get to play the songs you want to sing.
Ennis?
Eyjafjalla, aren't you joining them?
I'm not good at dancing, and it's still a bit difficult for me to keep up with the rhythm.
Then I'll keep you company for a bit. We can chat.
The last time you came to see me, you said you were experiencing hallucinations and seeing sheep.
I thought the hallucinations were some kind of symptom of oropathy, but back then, I saw it too. It was small and warm, beating on my chest, listening to my heartbeat. I'm sure I saw it and even felt it too. It's so strange. I don't know why, but it makes me suddenly think about my mom, even though I've never met her. Eyjafjalla, just what was that sheep from that day? I had a dream where I was wearing Moody's protective gear, played with 2 little sheep for a whole night, and they spoke to me a lot. That dream felt so familiar. It was just like when I was a little girl, together with my parents. Some fireworks suddenly explode a little distance away. The sky is not yet dark and the smoke leaves a long trail. The children who sneakily set off the fireworks run away laughing, followed by their parents laughing as they scold their children. When I was little, I didn't have much chance to play like that with my parents. They spent all their time on volcanoes, so I fell in love with volcanoes too. But since that day, I've been thinking, they're still climbing, even now, aren't they? Perhaps my mother is still doing what she liked to do. But Eyjafjalla, isn't it strange for me to be thinking like this? I keep thinking these last few days it would be great if I could see that sheep again, or if I could dream about it, like you were talking about. Have you seen that sheep again since? No, it was the last one I saw. Hey ladies, enough sitting over there. Come on over and have some barbecue. Her barbecue is really tasty. Eyjafjalla, did you try it the last time you were here? I don't remember. The last time I visited, Salon was still all huffy and puffy. Hey, that's ancient history. Let's not bring it up. Eyjafjalla, what are your thoughts on Siesta on this trip? Compared to last time, it's much more relaxed and more romantic, too. You should visit more often, as long as your health permits. You'll be able to see it then. A better and better siesta thanks to the joint efforts of so many. The 2 of them stand on the barrens looking toward the sea. They can vaguely make out the shadows of some volcanoes. When do you think they'll erupt? When it happens, there'll be so much more work to do. Yes, and when that time comes, we'll do a great job ourselves. Or maybe we'll get to see the little sheep again. Hello, Professor Keller? All right, I'm heading back now. What's the matter? There's a little problem with the volcano observation data. Is it going to erupt sooner? The data fluctuates a lot, so maybe it's just an anomaly, but if there's really a problem, we'll make a broadcast. I'll be counting on you if it comes to that, Salon.
Are we done yet? What are you looking all smug for?
All right.
These Stronzi have already wasted too much of our time.
Ollie time. Oh, I wonder if I can do this. It's been so long. Not really. It's just the fact that the original time, it was how long ago? And then I beat it this morning, so it's been long enough. Let's see if I can remember the strat that I used. I used read up top. Now, I've got Adele, who I'm also going to add into the fray, and she's going to help with this. And I'm wondering if she's going to help with taking Dolly down quicker. But up top, I had used Read the Flame Shadow, and I used Mulesey's, and I used Texas the Omertosa on occasion. So I think I'm going to use Read. I think I'm going to use Adele. And I think I'm going to put somebody else up there. We'll see. We'll see how things go. That's up top. Now, I got him where he disappeared, and he comes down into the bottom spot, and I finished him off down there. So I had Texas down there, to generate deployment points, stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see. We're going to try and get this. But anyways.
Adele, what a wonderful name. Can I just call you Adele? Have you heard about the thing everyone does the first time they climb a volcano? Take pictures, maybe? It's roasting foul beast eggs in the lava. But having climbed 27 volcanoes, I can promise you that when it comes to cooking eggs, lava and originium stoves make no difference whatsoever.
Yeah, you're bound to burn them regardless.
Hey, you always eat them right up. So this is what a volcano really looks like. It's very different from what's in the books. Don't worry, Adele. Just stay right behind me. Anywhere that you see me stepping is going to be safe.
If you're nervous... I said that backwards. I switched the names. Anyways. Don't worry, Adele. Just stay right behind me. Anywhere that you see me stepping is going to be safe.
If you're nervous, why don't you take my hand? I'm fine. Adele, you asked us before why we love volcanoes, right? I promise you this. Once you see a volcano erupt with your own eyes, you'll never forget the feeling. I like to sit on the slopes and meditate. The land and us are both full of mystery, and even if we spend our lifetime seeking answers, we may not be able to solve even a tiny fraction of them. Still, I do enjoy the puzzle solving.
Mankind may have invented nomadic cities. We still haven't completely figured out how catastrophes form. We may have invented many tools with originium, but we also have no way to counter their effects when they backfire. Humans need to admit just how insignificant they are when they come face to face with nature's mighty forces. That way, they won't spend so much energy meaninglessly slaughtering each other.
Adele, don't mind Katya's pessimism. Not everywhere is as simple as Siesta. It's natural for him to grumble when, as a scholar, he's all wrapped up in noble bickering, but on these issues, I've always looked at things quite differently from him. Naturally, humans are insignificant, but it's exactly because we are so insignificant that we can live on the land.
You're right, Magna. Life is insignificant, yet mankind insists on seeking answers in the earth with their insignificant lives. When you look at it that way, when they're inevitably swallowed up by that same earth, you can only accept their fate as par for the course. I should be prepared. But how am I supposed to face the abyss alone after the two of you are gone? Professor Keller, here's the last 2 hours worth of data we got from the monitoring station number 1 before the signal was lost. We've never seen abnormalities like this. We have no choice but to consult you.
The surface gas concentration hasn't changed. How did the temperature go up by this much so quickly? If the data were real, then that means the energy accumulated in Mount Siesta suddenly increased tenfold. No, it's not possible, no matter how you slice it. Ignore it as a point anomaly. Inform the city government that the volcano has become more active, and to have citizens prepare. That's all we can do. Professor, this may not be your usual point anomaly. My parents mentioned similar situations in their research notes. The temperatures in the volcano's surroundings were abnormally high and didn't match the other data. They never found the cause, but this can't just be explained as coincidence. Professor, shouldn't we head there to take a look at the situation ourselves? Monitoring station number 1 is about midway up the volcano. It's very dangerous to go up there now. This kind of data anomaly could just be an equipment malfunction. There's no need to take the risk and head there for on-site inspections. We can adjust the final observation results based on the other monitoring station's data later. Professor Keller, I don't understand. You kept saying how important this observation was going to be. That it's an opportunity that many scholars have been waiting for. Tens of thousands of residents could have their lives upended. Shouldn't we be as careful about this as we possibly can? If we run away now, isn't that admitting their sacrifice was for nothing?
The girl's voice is quiet, and her body is trembling ever so slightly. It seems that she spent quite a bit of her strength just to express her honest opinion. Keller appears a little dazed.
Right. How could a sacrifice like that be meaningful? Doesn't look like I'm going to convince you. If you aren't willing to go, is it okay if I go alone? Don't be absurd. We don't know what's going on at that volcano. I can't let you go somewhere so dangerous all by yourself. Professor Keller, would you return my mother's protective suit to me?
Is there anything we could do but eat? If this goes on, my stomach's gonna explode.
Listen to a few more guitar songs. I kind of feel there's meant to be something more exciting. How is this supposed to be as exciting as the Obsidian Festival? The crowds were massive, the streets and shops were endless, and the music never ever stopped. That was so much better.
Say what you will, but this party reminds me of the first Obsidian Festival.
The first one? How many years ago was that?
Not a whole lot of people still remember, but the first festival was actually held in the mines. It was run by a bunch of miners. Yeah, there weren't that many people, much less decent musicians. They just strummed their guitars and played a few songs they wrote. That's how it all began. Nobody back then could have imagined it would grow so big and attract so many guests.
Is the after party gonna come back too?
No one can say for sure.
But if you guys are moving to the city center, doesn't that mean these shops are going to be closed forever?
Probably. We might have to make a living some other way, but nobody lives a life without change. That said, whenever we have free time, we might come here and set up a stall, play a few songs. If anybody comes, we'll give them a few skewers to snack on. If nobody comes, we'll just look at the sea and what lies beyond. I brought a can of sand from the old beach here too.
If the volcano does end up erupting, the old place is going to be covered in ash, right? All the paths we've taken, the shops we visited, the beaches we walked, everything will be buried under a pile of volcanic ash.
But you'll still remember our party here tonight, won't you?
Of course. This too is a new memory.
Shop owner strums the guitar, and the voices of the crowd romping around can be heard from afar. Hey, you guys aren't gonna dance? This is the time to dance, kids. If all you do is eat and chat, that's not a party. Here, let me play you something. Care to join us, ma'am?
Of course.
Bird strums her guitar strings, and the gentle melody starts to envelop this city plate. Lying on the grass, the people gaze at the night sky, fireflies, and the stars up above. Then, with a buzz, a disharmonic electric sound can be heard. Volcanic activity indicates Mount Siesta will very likely erupt within the next few hours. The nomadic city has already departed the area that will be affected by the eruption. There is no need for alarm. The tremors brought by eruption could lead to a tsunami. All citizens should evacuate coastal areas immediately. All citizens should evacuate coastal areas immediately. It's happening? Today? Now? Really picked a terrible time. Maybe it's the perfect time. What do they mean by evacuate coastal areas immediately? Is this place going to be flooded? What's this stuff? Are we taking anything with us? Anything we leave is going to get washed away, right? Don't take anything. Just go. The shop owner stops playing and looks at his partner. The oil fumes originating from the barbecue have yet to dissipate, and her face is still tinted red from the joy that has yet to fade. She regretfully puts down her barbecue skewers.
It's possible that after we leave, the waves will swallow all our footprints today, including my grill and your guitar.
Looks like the volcano and the sea are here to help us say goodbye to all that we had in our past. We should head upwards. It won't get flooded there. We'll have a new life.
Over at the city center? Always worried that it could be too cramped there. There's not enough room for all your instruments and my grill.
There's enough room for the two of us. The owner looks into his partner's eyes. His eyes are glittering. Suddenly, she starts laughing.
Right. That's more than enough.
That's right, dear. That's more than enough. Come, let's get Tom. What with how old and frail he is, we can't just leave him here to cry over his precious ice cream.
Hey, Tom! Time to go. If we don't leave before the waves come, you'll get sucked into the sea with all your ice cream.
Ow! Where's the young lady who helped me bring the ice cream? We can't leave her behind.
Found it. The 2 missing pages. There's no doubt that this was Professor Katya's handwriting.
There's also the military's wax seal. Keller, what exactly are you hiding?
Dr. Khan?
It's you. Where's Professor Keller? The signal from the volcano's monitoring station cut off 2 hours ago, and the data we got in the end was really strange. Why, didn't she inform anyone?
Anyways.
She said the situation was critical and she had to inspect it herself. Did she go alone?
No, the intern from Litanian went with her, I think.
We made it to the safety zone, right? This place is over 100 kilometers from the volcano. I'm sure we'll be fine.
I mean, that's what City Hall said.
But don't you feel the ground shaking? Ennis, have you seen Liv? Is she not home? She wasn't there when I got back. You mean she didn't go look for you? Shit! Huh? Everyone's gone. Did everyone go have fun somewhere else? Are you the only one here? Did you get left behind by your friends too?
Here's the volcano. The transport is parked at the foot of the mountain. The once familiar mountain range now sports a completely different appearance. The flora on the mountain has withered long ago, and the rugged rockscapes now look taller than ever. With the sun gradually setting, a dark shadow is draped over the two researchers' minds.
So this is Mount Siesta. Adele, be careful. This is as far as the transport will take us. We have to walk the rest of the way. Monitoring station number 1 is halfway up the volcano. We still have a long walk ahead of us. I'm fine. My energy can keep up still.
The scholar lowers her head. Her heart is rending with a sharp, piercing pain. Just who is the terrified one? Volcano is right in front of her, but she cannot bring herself to take a single step forward.
Professor Keller, are you okay? Would you like to take my hand?
Streams colored dark red can be seen slowly climbing their way through the mountain rocks, like the blood veins in one's body, all while the enormous thing breathes strenuously. From the Earth's core to this cliff, they flowed through the ages, enduring an intense heat and utter silence. This path seems to not be nearly as long as Adele had imagined. With the strength she has, she can still climb onto this mountain. But this path also seems to be much longer than she had imagined. It's long enough for her memories to be rinsed countless of times at the bottom of her heart.
This is where we set up the monitoring station. This equipment... Has someone been here? But there are no other footprints on the mountain. The originium energy response hasn't changed, but the temperature measurement instruments logged a high response.
She takes a look around and can make out only the dark mountain gravel and the molten rocks in the shadows.
How strange. The event has most likely ended. Let's tune the instruments and head back. Khan, what are you doing here? I heard. You two climbed the volcano. Why? Adele was worried because the monitoring station indices were fluctuating. So we came here to inspect. It was probably caused by accident. We're preparing to evacuate to a safe observation point.
Rumble.
The volcanic activity is definitely starting to pick up. The eruption might happen sooner than expected. Yeah, we need to go. Stay right there, Keller. Coming?
The man, still out of breath, is trembling. He pulls out a file from his chest, and the moment Keller sees its cover, her expression changes immediately.
September 1095, on Mount Una. Why did you suddenly leave the survey team? And in November that year, you didn't attend the Naumann's funeral, but someone said they saw you at a symposium with the military at William University. On top of that, not even Adele has seen Katya Naumann's research data. What is it doing in a letter between you and the Litanian military?
Excuse me, I'm struggling to spit my words out.
Keller, answer me! Professor Keller! Adele, I told you that I'd share everything with you when this observation is done. Khan, it's dangerous here. We should... Keller, look where we're standing. The Naumanns were here.
On this very volcano. Are you still going to lie even here? I'm not really one to interfere with human affairs, but this isn't the place for a row. Damn you, Dolly! Here we go! Can I beat you? I'm certainly going to try.
No need to make a scene.
Okay.
Don't leave bloodstains. They're hard to clean.
Eight, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so Texas goes here. Got a few minutes to get set up here.
Follow me.
Okay. Then we gotta get Shu out.
Where do you wish that this one was burned? You needn't there.
Okay, here's Shu. And here comes Dolly. So
I wasn't supposed to sow the mountains.
okay, first
when
attack
summer leaves
there.
what I do. Seed the plains when equinox taints russet hue.
Awaiting order. Shut up.
For them, look at
So you wrapped your brain in poor little guy. It's your
Missed him.
unlucky day.
We missed him.
This will keep you quiet. Moving to designated location.
Now we got him.
Where do you wish this one was burned? You needn't.
Not yet. He's not down yet.
Hear the elegy. Soldier, the fairy of the other side.
Not a good thing.
Anything outside the plan?
Doggo Puss, get
I'll
out
judge
there.
for myself.
Alright.
Need speed to succeed.
Need to keep tackling him. We got him a good chunk, and that's just first phase, though.
I wasn't supposed to. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
Okay, we gotta get him at least one phase down. This is gonna be a pain otherwise.
Ready to move. Let's put an end to this show. Promise.
No, he's already moving that way. No. See, with Mulesies, I was able to do a ton of damage.
Pass on your last words. No.
Okay, we got him down there.
Where do you wish to burn the fire?
Okay, we got a huge chunk of him down there. Alright, so that's a good thing.
Moving to designated location.
Pull her, though.
How soon do you want them gone?
I can still work with him, though.
The Revenant's battling again.
Look at that.
There's always a countdown.
They'll be sleeping. And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
You want my opinion?
Use your weapon to tell the whole
If you're really clear skies for teaming, rain clouds for career.
Damn. It's alright, though. It's alright. We're gonna do one of these, and we're gonna go. Wait a second, because he's gonna float backwards. Yep, so we can do this.
This will keep you quiet.
Need speed to succeed. I'm prepared to fight.
All
So
right.
you wrapped your
We can
brain
pull
and
them
came
for
up with a
now.
plan of plotting me here.
Just because we'll have
Bravo.
others.
Need speed to succeed. Let's begin.
Did nothing.
Got it. Cut them to pieces. This will keep you quiet.
What are you doing?
Show me what you got, then.
I wasn't supposed to. I plant you into the soil to grow anew. All the best.
You can go do something else.
Crash the mission briefing. I know what you want.
Well, that blew completely.
The designated position.
I'm probably not going to get this. Not this time, at least. See, I got to get him here.
Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Waiting for your call.
Okay.
Optimize your deployment.
I hear the elegy. Hearing the reversal of finality.
Still mulling things over. Still soaking yourself in
Clear skies for two. Temperature stable.
A huge chunk of them already gone. Come on. Stay with it. Stay with them. Stay with them. Oh, let's go. Dolly's done. All right, let's slow it down for a second because this is going to get dicey. We're going to start losing people.
You want my opinion?
All right, we're pulling Reed.
Wow.
We'll put Richardel out.
Dangerous.
Still soaking yourself in the past?
What's the situation? Perform the task.
Okay, we got 12 to go. We did get this after all. That's crazy.
Bad luck. You ran into me. Need speed to succeed.
The Revenant's battling again. Now, never mind. We got plenty for everyone.
Let's go. 48. We got 2 to go. Texas, you can have the honors. Let's go, baby. Haha. First try on this account, and I beat Dolly. Let's go.
Oof, this is just the right temperature. Hot springs are fun, but the temperature's a tad bit too peaceful. This temperature keeps my head clear, helps me think about the real important questions. Say, which did the planet birth first, lava or rocks? Let's start from the very beginning. Lava wasn't lava and rock wasn't rock. All things are a cycle. And they take different shapes during their changes, and so they were given different names. Man is always trying to use assertive language to delimit the indescribable natures of the world, almost like it's the only way they can get a good night's sleep. Excuse me. This too goes to show their lack of wisdom. Hey, watch out there. Don't splash all that lava everywhere. It's dangerous. It's not that likely. But what if somebody just happens to walk by? What's with the ruckus? Is somebody trying to join us? The enormous monster beneath their feet is breathing heavier and heavier by the second. The temperature in their surroundings has risen quite a bit. The lava spewed out from the volcano's crater rapidly cools and turns into rocks that come rolling down.
Come on, Professor Keller. This place is dangerous. We should leave.
Adele, you get out of here first.
This is something that I need to settle with her right here and now. Come on, don't be absurd. When you left them there on Mount Una, what they had to face was much worse. Do you even have a conscience? Is admitting to what you've done harder than facing death? And we need to hurry. I won't be able to block the next wave. Shout, behind you! Adele lifts her staff, but the rocks are falling like rain. Her originium arts are unable to melt all of them down. She focuses on protecting her allies, yet she can't hear their warnings or the sound of the danger behind her. And there's Dolly to help. Saw you the past few days, but it looks like nobody else can. I don't know where you came from, but you're the only one who's willing to hang out with me. I know you like strawberry ice cream too, right? Lies down obediently. Look, our home used to be right under that volcano there, but it's going to go away soon. I actually know. I was abandoned there, and Harley and Ennis found me. I don't know why I was abandoned, but if my real parents ever come looking for me, will they still be able to find me? Daddy is gone and Ennis is leaving. Little lamb, what do you think our home really is? Where's the friend who ate strawberry ice cream with me a long time ago? Unsatisfied groan. Hey. The ocean doesn't answer her. It merely sits between the two siestas, as always. Suddenly, the girl notices that the calm, quiet shoreline has gotten closer to her at some point. The seawater gradually drowned the dry surface and has reached her feet. Ev! Their surroundings suddenly fall silent. The bubbling lava, the falling rocks, wow. All of it are suddenly without sound whatsoever, as though time itself has ground to a halt. Adele isn't sure if it is her hearing aids that have failed her, or that she has once again fallen into a dream. All she can feel is that she is enveloped by a formless warmth, as though she has fallen into a cozy mattress. Poor little one, you seem to be frightened. Why did you climb the volcano at a time like this? Mr. Dolly, so this is where you've been. I thought you'd left. Where are Keller and Colin? Did the lambs cause the volcanic anomaly? Am I already dead? Hey, calm down, little one. I know you have a lot of questions, but slow down. We'll take it one step at a time. You are alive and well, and so are your buddies, but I won't let them see me. Once they wake up from this, all they'll think is that they had a nice little nap. As for all that strange equipment on the volcano, terribly sorry. I told them to be extra careful. I'm not lying this time. But I wasn't able to keep them in check. They were being so rowdy with their fun. And I'm not lying about this either. Having fun on a volcano? Of course. Didn't I tell you? This is the second best thing on the planet. Volcano surfing. Adele lifts her head up and looks into the distance. There's lava gushing out of the crater sporadically, but she can faintly make out silhouettes of critters enjoying themselves. At the same time, there are many more creatures happily making their way toward the crater. The mountain is covered in a blanket of white wool, almost like clouds have come falling down from the sky and draped themselves over it. Mr. Dolly, these sheep aren't just your clones, are they? Oh, you've realized it, have you? Just as I said, I've met a lot of interesting folk during the long time I've been around. Oh, don't get the wrong idea. They aren't souls or anything. There's no way to keep lives that have been lost. I simply copied how they looked and made all these little ones. It's like a personal collection. I thought you'd like them. That sounds kind of cruel. Look at me talking on and on. I only just noticed that you found the fur too. Yeah. It's been way too long since the last I saw them. Just then, another scar appears on her old, tattered protective gear. I should have guessed. It's an apt metaphor, isn't it? Animals need very thick fur to protect themselves, same for humans. When I see you standing here like that, it's like I'm looking at those two old friends of mine. I really miss them.
Oh, you earn no praise from me for inheriting their exquisite mantle. It's just I'm guessing you miss them too. Poor girl. Can't you just open up and admit it? No need to act tough. You shouldn't keep yourself so on edge either. No one will deny a girl your age the right to feel sad or afraid. You need to learn to not act tough. If you're tired, stop and take a break to cry your heart out. Or cry your heart out.
Mr. Dolly, is this scavenger hunt just a game?
It's true that it's not really all that mysterious of a puzzle. I just wanted you to have some fun, Adele. I had lots of fun during my time in Siesta.
I don't understand. Why are you taking such good care of me in particular?
It's simple. A girl as lovely as you is a rare sight in this world. Misfortune may find you often, but you have no less love than anybody else. Actually, I saw you a long time ago, back in Lappland. A little girl always earnestly reading her books in that tiny little spire. As the child of 2 genius academics, many had high expectations of her. She was seen as a gifted caster and scholar. Outstanding, remarkably talented individuals like her are always burdened with achieving results to match their talent. Even if they are inflicted with an incurable disease, they are seen by others as a tenacious role model. Young Adele, has anyone ever asked you what you wanted? Take a look. There's so many people and so many lives all around the world. You know volcanoes like the back of your hoof. But there are so many fun things out there besides volcanoes. Why not see for yourself?
Thanks, Mr. Dolly. I've had a lot of fun these past few days.
I can smell half a lie. Just half. But we'll leave it like this for now. It's nearly time. I really wanted to invite you to come try lava surfing with me, but the human body is too weak. I'll take you 3 somewhere safe. Then, I'll have to be ready for the opening of Volcano Paradise. So long, Adele.
Thanks, Mr. Dolly. Will we meet again?
Perhaps. No. Maybe I should say we will meet again for sure. I hope that the next time we meet, I will get to truly see a truly happy Adele. Promise me this?
Yeah.
Fluffy creature shakes its body a little, walks forward a few steps, and lightly brushes the girl's cheek with its snout. Oh, I almost forgot. I owe you a reward for finding all 3 things.
Mr. Dolly, do you know something else about the death of my parents?
I mean, is the thing you've been looking for isn't volcano watchers?
You've been talking about volcano watchers?
Surprise?
I thought...
There used to be a lot of volcano watchers growing on Mount Siesta's hills. They look pretty, and they are tasty. That's why the little ones ate most of them up. Then I realized if they kept on eating them, it wouldn't be long before they went extinct. That's why I planted some of them in a secret spot behind the backs.
So, the volcano watchers aren't extinct yet. That's good news. Then where did you plant the flowers?
Just on top of a hill around the back of the volcano.
By volcano, you mean this one? One that's about to erupt?
Yeah.
Ennis? Are you leaving?
Why did you run out here all by yourself?
I thought you were never going to come back. Are you kidding me?
When you're on the adventure team, you never work alone. Let's go home. The seawater has risen above their souls, making it difficult to even walk.
Hurry!
At first, the waves were just a hazy line at the far reach of their vision. But in just the blink of an eye, they are right in front of them. Ennis tightly clutches his sister as the waves beat against his less than robust back, causing him to stagger. Another taller wave is approaching them.
There's no way. Let's try this.
Ennis tries his hardest to feel the rock in his body. It's close to his heart. Every time his heart beats, he can feel its extra hard texture. A rock the size of a man rises from the ground in front of the siblings and immediately crumbles, just barely withstanding the crashing of the wave. There's an intense pain in his chest.
Ennis! Look, didn't I tell you? I know magic!
Ennis wipes the blood on his face and pulls his sister so she isn't hurt by the crumbling gravel.
Quick, hide behind me!
One, two. Seemingly formed by the white waves, a countless number of fluffy creatures rush toward them from the coast. They stack together and form a wall, or more precisely, a dam. The waves clash against the furry dam, completely absorbed by it the very next second.
I must have gone crazy. What exactly is this?
Having absorbed the seawater, their white wool has grown even puffier, enough to keep the siblings safe from the dangerous waves. After who knows how long, the ground has finally stopped shaking, and the waves gradually start to calm.
We saved?
Shivers, shakes to dry body.
Thank you.
Happy bleat. Just like cotton candy dissolving in the water, the beastling suddenly disappears.
I guess that's a near-death hallucination? Goodness!
The night deepens, and at some point in time, the bustling crowd's clamor gradually started to fade. Someone has taken out a guitar and started playing a gentle melody, almost like some kind of tacit understanding. Everyone looks in the same direction. A pillar of smoke gradually rises from the volcano's caldera, followed by spews of dark red and ash gray. The ground is trembling slightly underneath their feet.
We're so far out. We definitely won't get caught in that, right?
It still came. Oh, it really erupted. People in the crowd hold the hands of those around them. Parents hug their children tight, as pedestrians begin to hold their breaths, as though they all finally feel a weight off their shoulders, or perhaps, like a giant boulder has finally crushed their hearts. Sighs and quiet mumblings can be heard amongst the crowd, yet this just makes the whole street seem even more quiet. This continues for a very, very long time, till the crowd snaps back from the sight before them.
I could still recall that back when I was a young boy, my parents would take me to this little hill. It was full of flowers and trees whose names I never knew. There were so many of them. They smelled so wonderful every spring. My father was allergic to their pollen, so he would wait for us at the bottom of the hill. My mother and I would bend the flowers' branches and weave garlands. We ran and ran across the hill and waved down to the bottom of the hill. That won't ever happen again. Mr. Tom. It's nothing, girl. I'm just thinking about the past. I used to sell ice cream every day, meeting all kinds of children. Now my children are all in Colombia. They didn't come back home, even for a time like this. Sir, your children are far away. It's possible that they didn't even know if Siesta's volcano was going to erupt today. They might be on their way, or they could have a package still in transit. I came here because I wanted to build a logistics center that connected all regions and shortened the distances between them. Maybe someday you'll get things from different places more quickly, and your children will know how you're doing that much faster. But we're still a long way from achieving that. Just now, I was thinking that I might be able to do something to help. What's that? If anyone needs to send a postcard to family abroad, Mountain Com Trade could deliver them for free for the next few days. By the time they get them, or when they come back, after they get their postcards, Siesta will be in a better place than it is now. I'll do my best to make this a better place too. It's a small wish of mine, aside from my commercial ambitions. Thanks, kid. It's such a nice thing to be able to write your family. When I was studying in Colombia, I would sometimes get homesick at night, and I always wanted to write home. but I couldn't afford international postage, so all I ever did was cry myself to sleep. That's when I'd remember a poem that means something like, "Wheresoever someone is, the twin moons in the night sky are always the same. And if we look at the moons, even the greatest distances are nothing." Does Siesta have any songs like that?
The old man clears his throat. His beard slightly twitches as though he remembers something, and starts singing a song stiltedly. Volcanic ash slowly spreads, covering half the sky. Each day I linger aside my dreams. I've lost my way, I'm a fowl without wings. I grasp at home, I'm holding on out. Oh, on the road will I come tumbling down. And maybe something scares in me if tomorrow's sun I see. But I'm just heading far, I'm no wanderer. Just heading far, I'm no wanderer. 'Cause right out there, I've been looking to be.
Lady Salon. Schwartz, what are you doing here? I had a few missions for Rhodes Island, but I came as soon as I was finished with them. It took me forever to find you. I'd been searching the crowd for the better part of the day. I have your favorite tea in my bag. I'll give it to you as soon as we get back. And I also wanted to come back.
They see the rocks and their memories crumble as a magnificent evening glow they had never seen before rises from the top of the volcano. A pink smoke covers half of the sky and gradually flutters downward toward the ground. Although they did not see it for themselves, they know a memory that belonged only to them has now been forever buried underneath the white volcanic ash. Am I seeing things? How did the top of the volcano turn white? What are you talking about? I don't see it. Siesta has been wiped out. I think reborn might be the more appropriate word here. I say we remember this day forevermore. How about we call it the Volcano Festival? Sweet, peaceful dreams to you each evening. Not a worry, not a sweat. For what's gone is gone and the future will come. The sun will rise tomorrow. Happy days. See you, Siesta. See you, Siesta.
Don't be sad, Lady Salon. Tomorrow is a new day. Right. Tomorrow is a new day.
It's funny. Emperor's chasing after him. Hey, you ugly ass sheep! Keep my vinyls out your stinking mouth. Chewing my limited edition shirt either. Watch that lava. Damn it, heat degrades a vinyl sound. You think this is gonna wear out my patience? You got another thing coming. I'd do this 10,000 years. Dolly, I swear I'm gonna feed your clothes to the wolves.
To drive them away with fire is easily done. But if we're to ensure they'll never come back to hurt us, then a fire is not enough.
All right, time to wrap up with the story. Some ecologists have categorized all the foul beasts on this great land into two categories, wayfowls and homefowls. The former will, owing to climatic and ecological shifts, constantly relocate as they look for the most suitable habitat for survival, while the latter, once settled in their habitat, stay for good and stop at nothing to protect their homes. This biological theory was later borrowed by historians to suggest that all conflict between the races on this continent stems from the differing views between those who can only live in one place and those who drift nomadically. Afterwards came yet another supplementary addition to this viewpoint. There were originally no homefowls on this great land, but as the foul beasts gradually gathered in places, built their homes together, and created a collective memory, the homefowls came to be.
I won't miss it this time. According to the route on this map, Siesta is just right over this peak. Siesta is right here.
She looks all around her, but only snow fills her vision.
Where am I?
Yo, been a while.
Oh, brings the Emperor. What brings the Emperor here to Siesta without an obsidian festival to draw him? And your shirt. Seems something burned a hole through it.
I'm gonna ask you to change the topic here.
I collected a good amount of material in the last few days and should be able to quickly put out an album after I return to Columbia.
Ain't a lot of musicians I look forward to, Bird, but you're one of them.
I can't help but recall the first Obsidian Festival I attended. When I was chatting with Barbara about the future of Siesta, she saw, if one day when this city leaves the volcano and obsidian, leaves the charming scenery and coastline, just what will remain of it? She said that music is a kind of carrier, but the most important carriers are actually the people living here. As long as there are people willing to sing in joy or even sorrow, as long as they're willing to enjoy the sunset afterglow for a moment, when evening comes, Siesta will remain the same.
Young people can't get all hung up on nostalgia. Makes the music stale.
That's a little too harsh, Emperor. Even in our fleeting lifetimes, you can feel lost if you don't occasionally look back at the path you've traveled. You have to look back from time to time to see if you left anything precious behind you on the road.
So now that all the past done and been buried under that volcano, how's about an Obsidian Festival 2.0? Just so happens I got me some investment plans.
If we want to revive it, should we come up with a new name too? Volcano Festival. That seems a bit too obvious. Oh, right. I did see an adorable creature on this trip. How does Marshmallow Festival sound?
Damn, Bird. Your taste ain't 1,000th as good as your music. Taste and naming is probably what he meant to say, but...
The volcano observation data is all here, Professor Keller. We've collected some really valuable information, and I'll go back after sorting these out. Thank you for all your work. You really are already a scholar in your own right. Katia and Magna would be really proud. This protective gear is also, compared to the one in the display, it really is...
The scholar's voice trails off, and she stares at the familiar coat for a long, long time.
I want to scale more volcanoes in my mother's gear. It'll keep me safe. I want to thank you, too, for your guidance during this time. I've really learned a lot. By the way, where's Khan?
He's gone back to Litanian early for work.
Professor Keller, I want to apologize to you on Khan's behalf. You must have misunderstood something. Don't mention it. Adele, have you never suspected me of anything?
Adele lightly shakes her head.
I don't know. I know very little about that period of time, and it seems like everyone was deliberately hiding it from me. But I saw my parents' notes in that photo, too. I just can't believe that someone who has been with them on so many volcanoes and through so many dangers would ever do something to betray them. There's something I want to show you. These papers are probably what Khan was trying to find. Aside from the copy stored in the Litanian archives, the only other thing that exists is with me. These are discarded documents, so it's nothing confidential, but I was only hoping no one would ever come looking for them again.
The scholar retrieves a cardboard box from the bookcase, the personal effects of 2 other scholars within the smaller container. The aged document case has words like highly confidential written on it, with an obsolete stamp on the top. Project Regenschar.
Is this Ati's military research project?
Katia and Magna both wish to stay pure scholars their whole lives, and indeed they strive to fulfill this ideal. But reality means it can be hard to stay pure. After the coup in Litanian more than 2 decades ago, they were always getting caught up in disputes between the nobles, so they had to make some compromises in order to continue their research work. Katia handed over some of his research results to the army in exchange for a relatively peaceful academic environment, while I helped him with some of the follow-up liaison work. But they pinned their hopes on you. They hoped to keep these impure disputes out of your life, so that you could study whatever you wanted without any distractions. That is also my wish as well. I hope that when people talk of the Naumans many years later, they will only remember them as pure academics and great scientists, and that their only child can explore the depths of knowledge without any worries.
Bati and Muti. Were their deaths really an accident? During that Mount Una observation, an envoy from Lytanian paid us another visit, just as we were preparing to scale the volcano. I was hoping they could complete their work without any interference, so I offered to help them shrug off the military. I didn't expect that mishap. Adele, I dare not ask for your forgiveness. Professor Keller, why do you think this is your fault? I won't question my parents' belief in scientific research because of this, and I certainly wouldn't question you either, Professor Keller. All of you tried your best for an ideal, so isn't it just too unfair to take on any more blame? I think that's how Vati and Muti would feel, too. I will always remember the summer when Katya and Magna came to Siesta. Meeting them was the luckiest thing to ever happen to me. That day, a pair of strange foreign tourists walked into the coffee shop, sat at the table next to mine, and changed my life. I got to see a wider, more beautiful world beyond what you read in the books. I had the best time of my life, from Siesta to Lytanian, and many more places besides, many more volcanoes, and many more adventures. I wish I could accompany them on another journey. Professor Keller, can I give you a hug?
Scholar takes the girl into her arms, gently resting her forehead against hers.
Professor Keller, can I stay here for a while just by myself?
Of course. The girl flips through the old documents one after another and finds a handwritten letter at the bottom of the pile. The above information comes from two scientists who are incomparably devoted to science. They spent and gave their whole lives to scientific research in hopes of using knowledge to protect humanity, seeking a safer and better home. I hope this will be taken in earnest, and this research is used for the right cause.
Professor Keller's name is actually...
In the corner of the letter is a beautiful signature. Adele Keller. Her parents named her after Professor Keller.
Lay back and don't move. How's Liv? Calm down, she's gone home. That little one was scared out of her wits, but suffered no real injuries. You're the one that needs worrying. Good, that's good to hear.
The young man drops back into his bed in relief.
Just how many days was I out for? 3 whole days. Your mom and even your siblings came to visit you every day. Do you know just how worried they were? Spare me your lecture just this once, Dr. Salon. I was also saving someone, right? I'm so ready to lecture that little sister of mine. Still trying to hide it. Do you think a doctor wouldn't be able to tell? You've got some nerve to actually study arts in secret. Do you know just how high your blood originium crystal density was when you were wheeled in here? Is this treatment expensive? Even if you were to get a job at Rhodes Island, I'd estimate it'd cost you a couple of paychecks. I guess I really have no choice now. But speaking of which, I'm currently preparing to establish a treatment center for infected people here in Siesta. I'm just starting up, so I'll need plenty of helping hands. Would you like to consider staying to help me out? Dr. Salon, thanks for the offer, but I already made a deal with my family. I won't be staying in Siesta for a while. If it's possible, I'd rather take a look at the landship you mentioned that goes to many places. Even if they aren't by my side, family will always be family. I can try to live for myself and do what I really want to do. I also want to see the sights that my dad has seen. Being an explorer sure sounds like a pretty cool job, too. What's that sound? Oh, it must be Swire's construction crew. She really moves fast. The ink on the contract probably hasn't even dried yet. Wait, volcano. Dr. Salon, I have to head back first. I'll pay my bills later. Done with work? That was the last patient. Phew, I've been so busy working on the treatment center these last few days that I haven't had time to hear about what you've been up to. Just some missions for Rhodes Island is all. I went to a few more countries and got to know more operators too. When this vacation is over, I might go on some longer missions, or be stationed somewhere for a while. I do want to come with you, but I really can't leave right now. Besides, you wouldn't want me to, right? Yes, it would be meaningless otherwise. How about I take you around here for the next few days then? Sure. Siesta has become even prettier than the last time I was here. I'm sure you'll see an even better siesta on your next visit.
That's that narrative that Salon keeps driving to everybody, seeing a better siesta when they come back, when they visit and things, and how it's going to change. And I love that.
I believe in you, milady.
Autumn has yet to fully arrive. The sunlight is still warm, but the weather seems to suddenly cool down considerably. There seems to be more people playing in the streets, and a few surprising cues leaking out of some shops.
Please don't tear it down, not yet. At the very least, let me have one last look. Hennis, aren't you supposed to be in a hospital bed? Did they already tear down the white...
Ennis spots the brand new signage at the shop entrance before he finishes speaking. In addition to replacing the damaged light bulb, Harley has also added a little doodle herself. 3 marshmallowy sheep, 1 big and 2 small.
Who said renovation meant a teardown? They're going to build a new water park here. A water park? And what about the logistics center? I heard that City Hall redid their plans, and since Siesta still needs to retain some of our tourist attractions, this street is one of them. Pelipper wrapped up and sold several of his shops to a foreign group, saying an investor felt the previous events had a pretty good reception. So there's money to be made in building a water park here. So our little shop might be able to stay open for a while longer. We went through all that, and in the end...
Mom, whose car is that?
Oh, someone who came to the shop a few days ago. That rich girl? She parked it here.
A brand new pickup truck in pure white is parked in front of the shop, with a small note pressed under the wiper.
Helping a friend with some minor troubles.
That lady sure loves to act cool.
Thanks a bunch. Hello, Mr. Adam Swire. As always, I first wish you good health. Then, I've won this time.
Do you want me to switch off the television or call your doctor? My unseemly granddaughter. She's finally done. How many years has it been seeing a face like that on you? I should have called Lynn over too. Don't get cocky. Sooner or later you too will. Beware the youth, Wei and Wu. Time is on their side. They will always one day stand up to us. I can't wait to see when Weiche sends one to you. Neither can I. Hey, sickled tiger. Lo Bing Fu. Hey! Get the doctor! Oh, too late.
Dear Muti and Vati, I hope the both of you are doing well. I'm doing fine myself. I came to Siesta and had an unforgettable summer. It's very different from the ones you two have seen. But it's still a very interesting city. I climbed up Mount Siesta too. I successfully completed the observation and obtained some really valuable research data. I met one of your old friends here. No, I should say I met 2 of them. They told me many stories about the coffee shop encounter, the one time with the sulfuric acid pool, the stories that happened in the laboratories, and all kinds of things I never knew about the both of you. Things that happened when both of you were younger. And the other person told me that the past isn't truly over, that they're always by your side in one way or another. I have even more reasons to believe it now, after going through a magical experience. Maybe some parts were made up, but I'm willing to, and hope to believe in them, just like the bedtime stories I used to hear. Vati and Muti, I have to admit that I've never been as strong as I thought. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to hear anything ever again, and the sights in front of me would turn blurry, and it wouldn't be volcanoes or research that eventually took my life, but the pain and suffering of oropathy. If I can, I hope to visit all the volcanoes you two visited, and answer every question posed in your research notes. I want to take a chance and try going on a boat ride in a sulfuric acid lake, pretending to be a tiny stone burning in the lava. Fear is not the opposite of courage, just as death is not the opposite of life. I'm passionate passionate about researching volcanoes, just as I am with my life. Or maybe I should come up with a much merrier way of going about this. But is it too late for me to understand all of this now? Actually, I have no idea where to send this letter. I just wanted to let the two of you know. I'm doing fine here. Want to mail something, Miss Adele? Leave it to me and I can send it when I'm delivering the mail. Where's this headed? Actually, never mind. I think I'd like to mail it myself. Mr. Ennis, this flower is... I dug it from the hillside when I was looking for obsidian back then. I wanted to give it to Liv as a present, but the petal colors seem to have changed since I came down from the volcano. Oh, did you get it on Mount Siesta? Yeah, at the back of the volcano. Wait, the thing you originally came to Siesta for? I found that too. What a beautiful volcano. A volcano is most beautiful when it erupts, even if it lasts for a short moment. How long will we have to wait for its next eruption? That doesn't matter. We could stay here for a while longer. We have plenty of time. That part chokes me up because that's her parents. She did get to see them. Like I said, that is such a sweet, sweet ending and a very sweet story overall. That was awesome. I really, really enjoyed that story. That makes me very happy. So, all right. With that being said, that's it. We wrapped it up. Clear SL6 while breaking at least 2 steam soda bottles. I'll try that then. Do that real quick since that's on the list so that I can get that, because I didn't for some reason. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Little cabin in the wood. Need to break 2 bottles. Is this? Okay, yeah, thought so.
I will burn through.
When were the seeds of this tragedy planted?
Alright, let's break 1 now. Okay, there's 1 set.
Please, trust me.
Here, we'll break 2.
Ready to move. And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
I'm prepared this endless burn. You needn't bear.
Yeah, I put her here.
A
For
word
that
I've
much.
not heard in a long, long time.
Crash the mission briefing.
There.
I know what you want.
I wasn't supposed to. I plant you into the soil to grow anew.
This will keep you quiet. Need speed to succeed.
Okay.
So you racked your brain. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
Ready to move. A valiant struggle. But you won't get away.
Eh?
I hear the elegy. I hear the event. The curtain.
Okay. So we got more than our 2 bottles broken. 18.
If you're really, I plant you into the.
And what purpose do you think your sacrifice will serve?
19. We got this.
Proud love. You run into me.
22.
Moving to designated location.
So you racked your brain. Now.
23, 24, and 25 is there. Sweet. Get that badge and wrap it all up. Or, not badge, it's a furniture piece.
I'm prepared for lives.
There, the curtain of destiny.
Post. Bye-bye, sheepy.
Good, good.
All
I
right.
had no idea you were so clever and learned. I was going to ask you help me make Maya tongue, but with such a good head on
No.
your shoulders,
That
I'm
completes
feeling
that.
a little bad now.
Collect. All right. So now we can get a bunch of this stuff now. First things first, let's get all the furniture. Oh, wait. There's another. Gotta get them all. It's not fair. I don't want to have to wake up from this daydream. All right, off the farm for the other stuff another time. But we've completed the main story. So, let's wrap up.
Ciao, Doctor.
All right, guys, so we reached the end. We finished it, and I managed to beat Dolly in the first try. Boy, do I feel good about that. But it is a very awesome, very sweet story. I really, really enjoyed it. And just that part at the end gets me every time I think about it, where it turns out that those two sheep were her parents. And it's like Dolly said, they're not the souls of the people. They're people that he's befriended or found really, really interesting. And in a way, he kind of makes a copy of them. And it kind of keeps their spirit alive in that way, in that essence. But the fact that there are so many that you see throughout the story that have different connections to people, like that one that went to Ceylon, that maybe Barbara, that one that appeared that looked similar because it had the coffee and was around the guitar and all that stuff, looked similar to Costa, but it wasn't Costa. Now that I think of it, I said that at first, but when you think about it more in the context, it's actually his grandfather that just recently had passed. And, you know, stuff like that, that really, really helps to bind this story together. And then when Schwartz comes back in the end, that kind of helps Ceylon as well with everything, even though that's just like a brief thing. But now that she's reunited with her, which, you know, in a way they're really, really close. They're like sisters, because Herman, if I'm not mistaken, when he made the mention about my other daughter is infected, he's talking about Schwartz. He's like kind of like adopted dad to Schwartz. So Schwartz and Ceylon are like sisters, but they're really close. And now having her back is kind of like, for just that temporary period, is helping Ceylon with her motivation and things for rebuilding and making a better Siesta. But everybody has an interesting little bit of a story here. And we've got Ennis moving on to get his oropathy treated and to work for Rhodes Island. He's leaving home to travel, to go on adventures. We've got the bar reopening as well as the shopping district, the street. It's not going anywhere because the water park needs attractions and places for people to shop. They need a shopping district. Pelipper helps. He opens up. He helps. He sells businesses off to foreign trade and gets investment so that they can really push forward with the plans. And they've got the trade business and everything coming in too. So there's a lot that's going to happen here and a lot that's going well for Siesta. But in the end, there was a lot that happened for Eyjafjalla too. And she got to meet Dolly. She got to find out the truth behind Professor Keller and found out that she was named after her, that her parents named her Adele after Adele Keller. And while Khan was in some ways right to be suspicious, his eggs were placed in the wrong basket, so to speak. He jumped to conclusions. He didn't think clearly. He was so headstrong focused on finding out the truth behind their death that he never stopped to consider other things. And in the end, we found out the truth. We found out that Keller had nothing to do with it. And the reason she was at that symposium with the military was she was helping with Katya's research. She was helping to kind of stave them off while Katya and Magna did what they wanted to, what they truly were passionate about. Nothing with the military. They wanted to pursue the volcanic research. in the Originium research, or Originium arts and stuff like that. So it was very, very cool, very interesting, and I really do love that story, and I love the ending. And it's one that doesn't have any major implications or anything for the story as far as like the main story and stuff goes, where a lot of the side stories do tie into it. In some ways, if anything you could take from this is just character development for a lot of our characters that continue on. Swire, as she grows and things, and her investments, and now being the superintendent for the LGD, her grandfather dying and stuff like that. You've got Eyjafjalla's character development, Solange, Schwartz, Ennis, Snowsend, everybody like that, and their involvement in the future. And then Siesta, the relocation of Siesta and things like that are just about the only things you could really take from this. But it's really a heartwarming story that gave us a nice break from all the darkness. And I'm not saying that Arknights is something that's just so tragically, constantly dark. It's not. But you've got some events and some side stories and things that they really are a bit darker than the others in the story tones. And with everything being so bleak in this world, when it comes to Originium and when it comes to the Oripathy infection and the fight that Rhodes Island has taken to help heal the world and to try and find a cure, having a story and an event like this to show the good in the world and to show that there's still happiness and joy and life out there that continues despite all the negativity and all the bad. It was awesome to see that and for them to take the time to do this kind of a story. So with that, that's it for this one, guys. I appreciate you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey and let me get a little emotional over this story here. I didn't cry. I held back on that one, but I can feel it. I can feel it right there. So I'm just barely holding that back. But thank you for joining me for this journey. I appreciate you all for watching so much. It helps me and motivates me to continue on. Please remember to leave a like and to subscribe if you're new to the channel to help me continue to grow. And with that, I will see you all next time.